Johnny Dollar.
Mr. Dollar, this is Timothy Hanley.
Hanley?
Yeah, that's right. Amalgamated Life Association.
I see.
I need your services.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Hanley.
Will you run down here and see me right away?
Well, Mr. Hanley, I was just about to leave here and grab a plane for New York.
Fine.
From there, I'm heading south to one of my favorite
what?
fishing spots in South Carolina where I... What was that?
I said fine. I'll expect you in a couple of hours then.
Well, no, I'm going fishing. I'm on my way to South Carolina.
We're at 500 Fifth Avenue.
Mr. Hanley.
I'll be here waiting for you, Mr. Dollar.
Now, listen, will you? Mr. Hanley? Hanley? Hello. Oh, fine.
The CBS Radio Network brings you Bob Reddick in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Amalgamated Life Association, New York City office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the morning after matter. I wasn't kidding. After breaking my neck over more than my share of tough cases during a long, hard winter, I felt entitled to a few days of relaxation, of fishing, at the old Arundel plantation down near Georgetown, South Carolina. So what if this Timothy Hanley did have some problem requiring investigation? Important enough to call off a well-deserved fishing trip? Not for me. Okay, then, expense account item 1 is $11 for a cab to Bradley Field and a plane to New York. Item 2, when I got there, is $5.85 for a taxi in the Penn Station for my train to South Carolina. But then, sucker that I am. Well, item 3 is $1 even for another cab. This one to 500 Fifth Avenue in the office of Amalgamated Life.
Go right in, please, Mr. Dollar. Mr. Hanley's expecting you.
Thanks. All right now, Mr. Hanley.
Mr. Dollar, good. I'm glad you got here so promptly. Sit down, please.
Yes, but as I told you over the phone,
Mrs. Bromberg should be here any moment now. In the meantime...
I'm just passing through, Mr. Hanley.
In the meantime, I can tell you why she insisted I call you in on the case.
Look, I am on my way south to go fishing. And with all the other insurance investigators available, Brownberg, did you say?
That's right. The wife of Thaddeus Brownberg. You remember the case, don't you?
Brownberg?
He disappeared about 7 years ago. Of course you remember.
The flyer, wasn't he?
He flew his own private plane, if that's what you mean, and heaven knows he could afford to. He was quite wealthy for a while.
Yeah, I remember now. Made a big pile on Wall Street and then suddenly lost it, or most of it, and then took off in his plane and was never seen again.
Precisely. You omitted only the fact that he suffered complete amnesia, complete loss of memory just before his sudden departure. No doubt a result of his staggering losses on the market.
Yeah.
His plane was found some days later on a ridge on the far side of the Alleghenies. But as for Brownberg himself...
Yeah, as I recall, they never found his body or any sign of it.
Exactly. In other words, lacking any definite proof of death, well, payment of the insurance has been held up all these years.
How much insurance?
Something over $600,000.
Wow. And the beneficiary?
His wife, Lita Spencer Brownberg, who should be here any minute.
Well, Mr. Henley, did you get him?
Mrs. Brownberg?
Is this man Johnny Dollar?
Yes, this is Mr. Johnny Dollar.
How do you do, Mrs. Brownberg?
Sit down, young man, and let me tell you something. Sit down.
Yeah, Dollar.
All right.
Now then, you've got to find my husband. And you've got to find him before this coming Wednesday.
Oh, why before Wednesday, Mrs. Brownberg?
Well, I was just about to tell Mr. Dollar.
Never mind, Hanley. I'll tell him.
Very well.
It's because of that hearing in court this coming Wednesday. If you don't find Thaddeus, or if he doesn't recover his senses and come back here, you'll be pronounced legally dead.
In which case, I understand you'll collect some $600,000 insurance.
And, well, I can use it. When he went out of his head and didn't even know his own name that night. Do you know there was less than $100,000 in our joint bank account? that I've had to scrape and skimp ever since. Oh, if our lovely home in Upper Montclair hadn't been in my name so I could sell it, I just don't know how I could have got along all this time.
I see. Real tough,
Terrible. Just terrible.
Well, this may sound a little out of order, Mrs. Brownberg.
Well,
things won't be nearly so distressing for you if the court says he's legally dead, will they?
how can you talk like that? Do you think for 1 minute that money could ever take the place of my beloved Thaddeus?
But if you've asked the court to take action...
I have not. That's the doings of this cold-blooded insurance company.
That's
if I hadn't found out about it, about demanding this court action...
You've told us many times you'd like the money, Mrs. Brownberg.
Well, of course I would.
Yeah, and we don't like to keep these open obligations on our books any longer than necessary.
Cold-blooded, that's all.
Yeah, and when it's become obvious there's no longer any hope, any chance whatsoever...
If the police haven't been able to get anywhere after all these years...
Is that any reason why you can't find Thaddeus, Mr. Dollar?
Well, it's a pretty good indication.
It's an indication of nothing. I know all about you, Johnny Dollar.
Mrs. Brownberg...
About the almost miraculous way you solve these cases.
Mrs. Brown...
Here is a picture of Thaddeus.
Yeah, as you can see, Mr. Dollar, he was a rather younger man.
I beg your pardon?
What?
Is that a snide implication that Thad was younger than I am?
Well, I didn't say that, Mrs.
He
Brown.
was 54 when he disappeared. And now you have to find him, Mr. Dollar, before Wednesday.
Oh, now, wait, please.
Mr. Hanley can tell you where to bring him to me.
Wow.
Yes. And yet, Mr. Dollar, if there's anything you can do, that is...
You mean to save your company from having to pay out all that money?
Well, of course, we'll have to pay it out sometime, but it's our duty as an insurance company to... Huh? What is it?
This picture.
Yes.
I wonder.
You mean you might have some idea where to look for him? Dollar?
I said I wonder, that's all.
Mr. Dollar.
Just, let me think about it, huh?
Repeat after me, please. What do you want when you need brand?
What do you want when you need brand?
Reliability.
Reliability.
Now, what do you get in Kellogg's All Brand?
What do you get in Kellogg's All Brand? Reliability.
Right. Hi, this is Dennis James to explain why Kellogg's Way is the reliable way to get the effectiveness you want from brand with just half a cup a day. See, Kellogg's All Brand is the real Battle Creek formula, the one that millions of people depend on. And they depend on it because Kellogg's All Brand contains more vital brand bulk to help you keep regular. It's low in calories, and it's mighty pleasant eating, too. Kellogg's All Brand comes in crisp, toasted shreds that have a wholesome brand muffin taste. I think you'll like it. So be sure you remember, for the effectiveness you want from brand, get reliable Kellogg's All Brand.
That's what you get in Kellogg's All Brand. Reliability.
Well, what about that snapshot of Thaddeus Brownberg? Well, sir?
But I'm not sure, Mr. Hanley. Would you call it a good likeness of him as of the last time you saw him?
Yes, excellent. Despite the costume, the surroundings.
I wish that background looked familiar. But the face.
Well, you've seen it somewhere? Recently?
Well, there's something very familiar about it. At least... Well, I don't know. After all, Mr. Hanley, with all the traveling I do from one end of the country to the other, all the people I meet, and if this was taken over 7 years ago... Look, where does Mrs. Brownberg live now?
533 East 52nd Street.
All right. Call and tell her to stay there. Then I'll be over to see her in a little while. Meantime, if you need to get in touch with me, I'll be at police headquarters, 18th Precinct.
Hey, now, wait, Mr. Dollar.
Hey, what for?
The police who'll know the most about this case are those over in New Jersey, in Upper Montclair. They're the ones to go to for help.
Not the kind of help I want. Item 4, a buck for a cab, the 18th Precinct. As usual, my old pal, Lieutenant Randy Singer, was ready and willing to give me a hand, regardless of what my problem might be. And, as usual, I told him it was none of his business. But I only wanted one of his men in photo identification, a fellow named Billy Cross. I had him make some blow-ups of the face on the picture I had. I had him touch up that face to make it look the way it might look if it were 7 years older. Add a beard or a mustache or both, make the hair look gray instead of brown, make it longer, shorter, parted differently, worn in every conceivable way that it could be worn. Well, hours later, we were bushed. And I'm afraid I stared a little stupidly at the pile of over 50 variations on the face of Mr. Thaddeus Brownberg.
Not one of them, Johnny?
No, really, I'm afraid not. Except maybe for one of these with a beard, like this one, for instance. I'd almost swear that I've seen a man like this somewhere in my travels.
Where?
I wish I knew.
Oh, Johnny, why don't you give up? Nobody else thinks that Brownberg is still alive, or if he is, he's still suffering from that loss of memory, so he's not the same man he was. What good would it be if you did find him? When the case comes up in court day after tomorrow, they'll call him dead, the case will be closed, and that'll be that. Why don't you give up?
Because I'm stubborn, I guess.
Don't you see? The cops over in New Jersey, all over the country for that matter, did all they could to find him after his plane cracked up.
I promised the insurance company and his wife.
What? Did you perform a miracle? Forget it, Johnny. Run along on your fishing trip.
Speaking of his wife, what time is it?
It's nearly midnight.
Holy smoke, I've got to get over there and see her.
Johnny.
Thanks, Billy. Thanks a lot. Even if it didn't get us anywhere. Item 5, another buck for another cab. Well, poor Mrs. Brownberg. That apartment of hers turned out to be a penthouse, full of expensive furniture and draperies and rugs a couple of inches thick. While a sleepy-eyed maid hung my topcoat next to a chinchilla wrap and a full-length mink coat, Mrs. Brownberg poured a much-needed drink. And then we sat down in the luxurious living room, and she yammered away about her poor, dear, sorely missed Thaddeus, and gave me just exactly no helpful information whatsoever about where and how to start looking for him.
Oh, yes, Mr. Dollar. I just knew he was going to lose his mind someday, working as hard as he did to make money in the market all the time. The only recreation he ever had was his fishing trips now and then.
About the background on that picture you gave me, do you know where he went fishing?
No. Thaddeus never told me. He'd just take off in his plane and go. Oh, but in the hope that the dear, dear boy might still be alive, that he'd recover his memory and come back here sometime. Well, look, let me show you the den I've had waiting for him. It's in here, Mr. Dollar.
You see, if I had some idea where he liked to go when he was away.
All over the country, I suppose. He never told me. But now, here's the den with all his...
Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
This fish on the wall, the stuffed one.
It's from one of his trips. The last one before he disappeared.
Well, do you know where he caught it?
I told you, Mr. Dollar. I haven't the least idea.
Well, I do.
You do?
Yes, I'm sure of it. And believe me, it's a place he'd surely go back to if he could.
Mr. Dollar.
Let me use your phone. My call got Tim Hanley out of bed, and I'm still not quite sure that he really understood me.
What did you say?
Do I have to spell it out for you, Mr. Hanley?
No, not at all. And you're leaving?
That's right. I'm leaving right now. And believe it or not, I'm going fishing.
Welcome aboard.
Try new king-size Philip Morris Commanders. New because the tobacco in them is vacuum cleaned. And the cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. Yes, the cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. Philip Morris Commanders are made by a new kind of machine, the Mark 8, that takes rich, full-flavored tobacco and first gently vacuum cleans it, then rolls the cigarette fully, evenly, cuts the ends clean and firm. The result is new Philip Morris Commanders with the cleanest tobacco ever rolled in a cigarette. Try a pack. You'll get a full, round, king size of solid smoking pleasure because the cleaner the tobacco, the better it tastes. Noticeably better.
The Commander, welcome aboard.
That mounted fish, that nice big lunker bass, could have come from only one place that I know of that I myself had fished. It was certainly a place that Thaddeus Brownberg, if he was still alive, would go back to. Item 6 is $206.50 for a cab to the airport, a jet to Los Angeles, and a plane from there to Las Vegas, Nevada. Item 7 is $50 deposit on a rental car. And shortly after noon, Pacific time, I pulled into Lake Mojave Resort just above David Dam. I parked and tore on down to the dock just in time to keep Ham Pratt, the manager of the place, from stepping into his powerful outboard and taking off up the lake. Ham! Wait a minute. Ham!
Johnny Dollar, glad to see you again.
Well, how are you, Ham? I'm glad I caught you.
Well, how are you, boy?
I'm great.
Only, where's your fishing tackle? Or, who are you looking for this time?
Well, now, listen. Look here at this picture. No, this one. The one with the beard painted on it.
So?
Now, Ham, I've seen this man before. Maybe somewhere on this lake. You know, on one of my fishing trips out here.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you have.
You know his name? I mean, what he calls himself?
Calls himself Ted Benham.
Benham?
Nice old guy. Been fishing around here some 6-7 years.
6 or 7 years, huh?
Yeah, I don't know much about his background, where he came from. And I've heard people say that he doesn't know much about it himself.
Because of amnesia.
What?
He's here at the resort?
No, he stays at the Cottonwood Cove at Bob Cole's place. Kind of permanent resident, I understand.
And he's there now?
Well, no, I don't know, but there's one way to find out.
Right. Crank her up and let's go. As always, that drive up the lake made me want to be there for only one reason. To fish. For one of those big, beautiful fighting bass. But I had to find Thaddeus Brownberg if he was here. And sure enough, when Ham had dropped me off at Bob Cole's place on Cottonwood Cove, there about to enter one of the modern trailers that served as cabins. Mr. Brownberg! Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Brownberg?
Are you speaking to me, young man?
You bet I am.
My name is Benham. Ted Benham.
No, it isn't.
I'm a sort of guide hereabouts.
Well, let's go into your trailer where we can talk.
Oh, wait now. I've seen your picture, and your voice is very familiar.
Yeah, you've seen me here on the lake. Maybe heard my voice on the radio.
Your name is Dollar. Johnny Dollar.
That's right.
I suppose I was more or less expecting you sooner or later.
Let's go inside and talk. He poured us a drink, and we talked. He was a real decent sort, the kind of a man I like. And far too good for that shrew of a wife. But he stubbornly maintained that he was Ted Benham. He also claimed he remembered nothing of his life before he came to Lake Mojave. That is, until I suggested maybe I should take a set of his fingerprints to the police back in New York.
All right, Mr. Dollar. Suppose I tell you that I knew this Thaddeus Brownberg. That I knew him very well.
Now, that's better. Now, go on.
Suppose I tell you that he never suffered from amnesia at all.
You mean it was a bluff?
And that he lost most of his fortune deliberately.
Well, why?
Another drink?
Thanks.
True, he had the knack of making money, and he hoped to build up a measure of security for his later years. But his wife, extravagant, spending everything she could get her hands on, kept demanding and getting because he thought she loved him. Kept demanding more and more and more. She didn't want him. She only wanted his money.
I see.
Your drink, Mr. Dollar.
Thanks. Now, go on, Mr. Go on.
Drink is all right?
Yes, fine. But please go on.
Her only reason for wanting him around, Mr. Dollar, was so that he could build up another fortune for her to go through. He finally realized this. Realized that she didn't love him. And realized that he could be free of her, free of the nerve-wracking fight to make money for her. And at the same time, provide well for her.
By a disappearing act.
Well, look at it this way. If he were legally dead, as he will be after the court hearing tomorrow, he'd no longer exist. Thaddeus Brownberg would no longer exist as far as she's concerned, as far as he himself is concerned. And nothing would be really lost. She'd be well off. He'd have his freedom.
Now, look.
And so if he could be let alone until after that hearing tomorrow. Don't you see, Mr. Dollar?
I know. I don't blame you. I'm sorry, old man, but I got a job to do. And before that hearing, I just wonder, what did you put in this drink?
Plenty, Mr. Dollar. Plenty.
Oh, you're not going to get away. I remember waking once, my throat burning with thirst. I remember his giving me another drink and passing out again. And then, years later it seemed, the smell and taste of hot, strong coffee. And I came to slowly, but completely.
A little more coffee, Dollar, and how about some food now? After all, it's breakfast time.
Breakfast time?
It's also Thursday.
Oh, my head.
I'm sorry, but that was necessary.
Now, look, listen, Mr. Brownberg.
Only it is Benham now. Ted Benham.
Yes, will you call yourself whatever you like? And after what you told me about that woman that you're married to, believe me, I don't blame you. I honestly wish that I could legally help you stay away from her.
That won't be necessary now.
But I know that, well, you're really Thaddeus Brownberg. And my job is to get you back there before. You said Thursday? Today is Thursday?
Yes, Thursday. I checked the New York papers last night by long distance, Mr. Dollar.
What?
And the hearing took place yesterday. And Thaddeus Brownberg is now legally dead.
But even so,
Oh, yes. And now, if you're feeling better, if you want to talk some more about it, well, let's get out of this stuffy trailer. Let's get out onto the lake.
Out onto the lake? To talk?
Well, yes.
No talking. Let's go fishing, Mr. Benham. And so we fished. And it was great. All 3 days of it. Right? Wrong? I don't know. Who's the judge? As for the expense account, forget it. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a case involving a prize fight, in which the only prize to be won is death. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Reddick, is written by Jack Johnstone. Produced and directed by Bruno Zerato, Jr. Musical supervision by Ethel Huber. Heard in our cast were Gertrude Warner as Lita Brownberg,
Carl Frank as Thaddeus Brownberg, Robert Dryden as Timothy Hanley, Bill Sterling as Billy Cross, and Jim Bowles as Ham Pratt. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Art Hanna speaking. Hear expanded CBS News on the hour bulletins at once, Monday through Friday on the CBS Radio Network.
So I bought it for him.
You did, Pop? What was it?
Well, I'll give you a hint. It starts with an R.
R?
Yep.
Roller skates?
No. I said expensive. I might as well tell you. A bicycle.
A bicycle? Oh, boy, you... But, Pop, bicycle doesn't start with an R.
Oh, this was a red bicycle. Wasn't that nice of me to buy it? Huh?
Oh, sure was.
Mm-hmm. Any boy would appreciate a favor like that.
He sure would.
I'm glad to see that we understand each other. Now, listen. Nobody will know. I'll go out of the room, then you go to the closet, get the package.
No, Pop, I won't do it.
You won't. Why, you tricked me. Okay. From now on, we're through. We ain't on speaking terms. We're finished. I'll support you. I'll put you through school. I'll pay for your wedding. But from then on, you're on your own.
Hello. What's going on here?
Oh, hello, Babs, honey. Gee, I'm glad to see you. Here, sit down here next to your daddy.
Well, Dad, what's gotten into you?
You know, Babs, I never appreciated you as much as I should. When you were born, I wanted a boy, and so I was a little annoyed with you. But today, I changed my mind. I'm glad you're a girl, Babs.
Oh, something tells me you had a fight with Junior.
Oh, Pop was trying to convince me it'd be okay if he opened his Christmas present now.
There's no harm in that, is there, Babs, honey?
Why, Dad, I'm surprised at you. After all, life is just a bowl of cherries with pitfalls.
That's enough! My own children turning against me. Okay, that settles it. I'm through with both of you.
So, how's the roast, Riley?
Good. Peg, please tell your son to pass the salt.
What? Well, Riley, what?
Tell your daughter to do the same with the pepper.
What's going on here? Did you children have a fight with your father?
No, Mom, he just asked me...
Junior.
Well, he wanted...
I did not. I did not ask you to open my present for me.
Oh, so that's it.
Well...
Riley, look. For heaven's sake, will you do me a favor and open that present?
No, I got willpower.
Please.
Oh, you're begging me?
Yes, Dad. We all are. Please open it.
Oh, you're pleading with me, huh?
Oh, yes, Riley, for goodness.
Well, say that you're pleading with me.
All right. We're pleading. Please open it.
Well, okay. Just to keep peace in the family, I'll do it. But I'm doing it against my will. Oh, that's Junior! Oh!
Riley, for heaven's sake, take off that mousetrap.
So I'll take it off later. First, I got to look in the parcel.
Well, what's in it, Riley? Well, tell us, Dad. What is it?
Nothing. It's full of nothing.
No, Pop, look. There's something
at the bottom. A card.
Let me see. It's writing on it. It says, "Dear friend, if you succumb to temptation and open this package before Christmas, you have absolutely no willpower. Send $2 immediately to Professor Ludwig Stefanati, Box 27, Walla Walla, for his famous book entitled How to Develop Your Willpower. Start.
Daddy, it must be a new kind of advertising.
And you fell for it.
The whole fell for it. I knew it all the time. Honest, I did.
The Rileys will be back in just a moment. We've talked about the importance of meat for breakfast to start the worker out right. But how about all you war workers on the night shift when you come home in the cold gray dawn? It seems to me you're in need of a good solid meal to finish off your workday right, even if your breakfast is really your dinner. You've been using up bodily fuel, tissues too, and those good breakfast meats are the thing to replenish both. There's food energy in that savory pork sausage, bacon, or ham. There's the right kind of proteins in their meaty lean. So when you open the door at home after that night shift and sniff the fragrance of spicy sausage, tender ham, or tasty bacon browning in the pan, you'll know someone is looking after your health as well as your appetite by making breakfast meats part of your homecoming meal. For meat is a yardstick of protein foods because meat measures up to every protein need. All these nutritional statements made about meat are accepted by the Council on Foods and Nutrition of the American Medical Association.
Yeah. Imagine this professor thinking I need his book. Oh, boy, this is a good one on him.
Pop, on the level, don't you think you should send for the book?
Junior, I'll give you a simple answer. Go to bed.
Junior's right, Riley. Well, the way you worried yourself sick about opening that package shows you have absolutely no willpower.
Oh, it does it? Well, okay, I'm going to show you how wrong you are. I'm going to fill out this coupon, see? And I'm going to send it to this professor. And when the book gets here, I'm going to read every word of it. But no matter how many bills he sends me, I ain't never going to send him the $2. I'll show him that I've got willpower.
Don't miss The Life of Riley on Christmas Eve when Riley has another hilarious adventure and learns a lot more about the true meaning of Christmas. The program is directed by Don Bernard with music by Lou Cosmo. This is Ken Niles in Hollywood saying...
This is the Blue Network.
WENR at your service, Chicago 54.
This is ChestertonRadio.com.
The Cavalcade of America, presented by DuPont, maker of better things for better living through chemistry. The Cavalcade of America presents an original play with verse by Norman Roxton, Wait for the Morning, interpreting the romance of Emily Dickinson, the New England poet whose lyric voice, speaking for all lovers, left an authentic American imprint upon the literature of the world. To portray the role of Emily Dickinson, we present a talented young actress from our Cavalcade players. Her name is Anne Sterrett, and in this, her first starring role, we know you will join the Cavalcade of America in wishing her success. Our Cavalcade Orchestra and the original musical score are under the direction of Don Voorhees. DuPont, maker of better things for better living through chemistry, presents Anne Sterrett as Emily Dickinson on the Cavalcade of America. Once upon a time, a century ago, or was she forever with us, lived Emily Dickinson. She was a little sad and a little happy, and left a record of her heart for all to read. A century ago, Emily, dressed in gray, seated at her desk in her lonely house, with the tall trees whispering their secrets upon the roof, and the wind blowing, the endless wind through the trees. Emily with her small, beautiful face, with her eyes turned inward upon her soul. Emily's voice with the quality of angels.
How long I have not seen your face, and though it is not far, can the heart compute in distances its longing for a star? Oh, George, how can I blow upon the little fires of memory, making them burn again even now, even in this late year? Listen how the wind, the same green wind, returns again to the trees that stand guard about this empty house. Soon it will be spring again, April, the month of flowers. Oh, George. George, it was April when we met, wasn't it? I write this letter to you through tears, but I know I will never send it. It is late now for passion. Only remembrance is left for us. Will either of us ever forget that day long ago when I went walking through the forest, telling my poems to the wind and the sky, and I felt somehow that God, too, was listening. Kiddo, come back here. Oh, you poor dog. You want to talk, don't you? You want to tell me how lovely it is here in the forest. You'd like to describe it, wouldn't you? Well, I'll say it for you. Where does the sunset go at night? How does the morning feel so light and always very new? Tell me how quick the dawn awakes. Tell me from where the painter takes his lovely morning blue.
Good afternoon.
Oh, what? Where did you?
Behind that tree. I wanted to hear how your last rhyme would come out.
Oh, I see. And?
It came out fine. Now, with perhaps a little polishing on that poem.
I'm very sorry, but you'll have to excuse me.
Oh, you're not leaving. Please don't. If you'll stay, I'll introduce myself and explain myself.
Do you live in that tree all the time?
Why, no.
Are you a hermit?
No, you see...
You must be a literary critic who's lost his way.
Well, I'm...
Yes, you are. I can tell by your confused expression. All critics have it. And it's really nothing to be ashamed of.
Now, hold on.
I can leave Cato here with you. He'll lead you back. Goodbye.
Please, one moment, Emily Dickinson.
How do you know my name?
Well, at least that's a civil question. If you put your dog at ease, you shall be answered.
Oh, Kiddo, down. He's awfully harmless until he bites.
His suit is the only one I have, and Cato wouldn't do it any good.
I'm sorry. I take it all back about you being a critic.
And I take back that snipe against your poem.
Do you write?
Not poetry. I'm studying for the ministry.
You must be a poet, then, to study God.
May I call you Emily?
Where are you from?
The academy, across the lake.
You're not allowed here, you know.
Well, I'm here.
I could report you.
I could return tomorrow. And then you'd only have to report me all over again.
Well, I won't report you.
Then I'll return tomorrow.
I can't promise to be here.
We could meet and read together. I'd like to hear whatever you've written. I'd like to sit under the trees and listen to you read, Emily. My name is George Gould. Are you going to report me?
No, George Gould. Not for a while yet.
And one thing more, young ladies. Remember to conduct yourselves with propriety as befitting the gentlewomen of this school. No one is to leave the grounds without permission. Furthermore, we definitely discourage students of the Mount Holyoke Female Seminary from going on sleigh rides with boys from the academy. Dismissed. Miss Dickinson, would you please stay? Emily, it has come to my attention that you're taking walks outside the grounds, unchaperoned.
Well, you see, I go to the woods to collect flowers.
And meanwhile, your interest in the school's social functions has been generally neglectful. Everyone has turned in the name of her escort for the school dance, but you? What have you to say? Come now, Emily, don't stand there.
Well, I didn't think of it.
Have you an escort?
Well, yes. I have, yes. His name is Mr. George Gould.
Quiet. Go ahead, Emily. Read it all. Quiet.
Sir, better known as George Gould. Meet me at sunrise or sunset or the new moon. The place is immaterial. In gold or in purple or sackcloth. In sunshine or storm, in heaven or earth, somehow or no how, I propose, sir, to have you escort me to our dance.
He won't come. Not with that invitation.
You'll be frightened away. I would.
I thought divinity students didn't even dance the quadrille.
And especially those who wear patched trousers.
And what's wrong with patched trousers? What if he hasn't any gentleman's clothes? Oh, get out, all of you.
Well, Miss Dickinson, we are surprised.
We hardly suspected.
George, you'll understand my letter. I don't care what they say. And you will come. You will come. And the biggest surprise of all, George, was your dancing. I had no idea.
Emily, are you very cold? Could you stand here for a moment while I ask you something?
What is it, George?
Well, I know you for some time now.
Yes?
Well, you see, after I leave school, after you leave school...
Yes, we'll both be leaving, won't we?
That's exactly my point. We'll both be leaving.
George, I'm cold standing still. We'd better walk.
Emily.
Yes?
Let's keep on walking, no matter what I say.
Oh, it's really a glorious evening. The stars seem frozen in a large blue lake.
Since I'll be leaving in a few weeks, I thought I'd
The air itself has a kind of snowflake taste to it.
Emily, will you please listen?
Oh, George, you do look as if you've been wanting to say something.
Yes, I do. Will you marry me?
Don't shout, George.
Stop walking for a moment.
Well, you told me to keep on walking no matter what you said.
Well, hold on. I want to kiss you.
Oh. And then, Vinnie, darling, he turned to me there in the bright moonlight, and he...
Well, what, Emily?
He kissed me. Oh, Vinnie, I shouldn't have, but I did. After it was over, I told myself I shouldn't have.
Once it's over, you needn't worry at all. I wouldn't.
It's so good to tell what's in my heart. Sometimes I think it talks while I sleep, and my secret is out.
As long as Father doesn't listen.
George is coming to meet Father. He said it's proper.
And what else? Tell me what else. You're holding back.
Well, you'll know it yourself someday, darling. The huge weight on your heart. And the whole thing like sunlight riding over a storm. And it carries you high.
Why, Emily, are you ill?
Father.
What's the cause of such unnatural description and before supper, I hope the scheduled arrival of your visitor isn't to blame. Vinnie, go down and help prepare.
Yes, Father. Farewell, Emily.
Lavinia, don't prattle so with your romantic nonsense after dinner. Now go. Emily, child, you're dressed so brightly for this friend of yours, whose tardiness, I might add, doesn't speak too well for his character.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be along shortly.
Tell me, my dear, we don't seem to talk as much as we used to.
Well, school's been so exciting. So many new ideas. So many friends.
Too many friends are hardly a virtue.
Oh, no, but it's so exciting being away from home.
Away from home? You like that, huh?
Well, yes, Father. I mean...
Child, I'm a lonely man. This house is very lonely when you're not in it.
Where's Vinny?
No. You were the first. You have your mother's face. It's your laughter I need. Your footstep on the stairs.
He's here. Father, please be nice to him at supper. Please. He's come especially to meet you.
Then I shall act honored. Take my arm, Emily.
That's our favorite after-supper piece, Mr. Gould. Doesn't it remind you of Romeo and Juliet? Sort of. The balcony scene?
Lavinia, stop winding that ridiculous toy.
Yes, Papa.
After supper, we generally smoke a cigar.
Yes, we all do. I mean, Father.
The problem of raising two daughters, Mr. Gould, is comparable to the launching of one warship.
I should say to that, sir, you've launched a fine one.
Someday, Father, when women are allowed to vote, you won't be calling them warships. And so, farewell. I'm late for my dancing lesson. Au revoir, Monsieur Gould.
Good night.
Remember to be in by 9.
Don't worry a bit, Father. I'm being escorted by girls, which is no fun at all.
Time is coming when a woman's place will not be in the home.
Won't work.
On the contrary, sir. It might work very well. Society needs the contribution of all, man or woman.
But George is going to be a very modern minister.
That's right. You see, I plan to travel first.
Good, yes. Travel's a fine thing. It takes one away from silly temptations. It's sensible to be alone when you're young.
Yes, but the point is, sir, I don't intend to go alone. You see, I'd like to take your daughter.
That is... Young man, aren't you somewhat over-adventurous?
Yes, sir. No, sir. I want to marry Emily.
Emily? You want to marry Emily?
I do.
No. I forbid you to mention it.
But I came here expressly to mention
George,
it.
please.
Mr. Gould, your presumptuousness is out of place with your divinity.
Divinity be hanged. Mr. Dickinson, I'm in love with your daughter.
And you, Emily? Come, talk.
Yes, Father.
Surely there's more to it than yes, Father. Come, what's between you? Speak.
George, please leave. Father's upset.
Let me ask just how you intend to support my daughter. Will God assure you of food and warmth? I think not.
That's blasphemy.
Die in truth, too.
I think it's time for me to leave. Good day, sir. And Emily, I'll be back.
Father.
Child, don't hurt me this way.
But I can't send him from me. I mustn't. No, Father. No.
For a little while only. A little while. I need your heart, your warm heart, to comfort me in this lonely house.
Am I to put my heart away and seal it with a chain and let no hand to touch it except that it be mine? Who is to take my honest eyes and introduce his own? No one to teach me of love. I must learn alone.
Oh, there you are, Emily. I was just going upstairs to call you.
Oh, Emily, my dear.
George.
I suppose I'll have to go now. I always have to leave when I'd like most to stay.
Your sister almost proposed to me as I passed over the threshold.
She's very impetuous.
Are we impetuous, too?
George, I didn't know about Father.
And now that you know?
Let's wait a short while. I think it's best.
And then I'm to return to face his new outburst?
I believe it's necessary.
Well, our love is necessary.
If we were to wait. A year isn't too long.
But 2 or 3 or 5.
Oh, I do want to go with you. Far away. So very far.
I must leave soon. I'm going abroad.
I can't go with you now, George. Father's in poor health.
Are we to wait until his life runs out?
Don't let's talk about it. We mustn't think that way.
We must not talk. We must not think. Everything not.
Tell me you'll come back later. I do need you. I do love you.
Remember that night, standing in the brown leaves, when I first kissed you?
Yes.
May I? Again?
Yes, George. Again. And forever.
Mailman. Another letter for you, Miss Emily. Some foreign place again, tell by the stamp. Must be nice to have a friend that travels.
Excuse me, I'll take the letter, please.
Well, here I've been holding it in my hands all the time. Well, good day, Miss Emily.
Good day. From you, George. Your voice again from across the sea. My dearest Emily, I've not heard from you yet. The seasons pass into one another. Horizons change. Italy is very beautiful. Crossing the mountains, one truly felt the nearness of God. But there is no nearness of Emily. Why have you not written these past years? My good friend, my dear, what has happened? I may be returning within another year.
Always in your garden, then, huh? Morning until sunset. Thought I heard you talking to yourself the other day.
I was talking to the flowers, Father. I told them the cold is coming again, and it is time to die. The green and yellow and purple must all lie down together, and winter with its white death will cover them all.
You're very strange of late.
Am I? Excuse me, I'd like to go inside now, Father.
Emily, where are you going?
Upstairs. It's always upstairs.
You know what I hope? I hope Father dies.
No, Vinny, don't say it.
Emily, I want to tell you something.
Yes?
Mr. Gould, George, he's coming back.
Yes?
To the new church right here in Amherst.
Thank you for telling me, Vinny.
And he's married.
Married?
I'll stay here with you, and I'll copy your verses. And we'll always remain together in this house, always.
Vinny. Dearest sister.
I read about it. You'd have found out.
Yes. I must see him again.
Emily.
To see him again. To hear his voice. I must. I must.
A lovely sermon, Mr. Gould. You delivered it so beautifully.
We're so glad you're with us here at Amherst. I believe, Mr. Gould, we're very fortunate to have you. Thank you.
It was simply glorious, Mr. Gould. Simply glorious.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
George.
Emily. Yes. It is Emily.
How proud I am of you. In your new work.
Emily, you're still beautiful.
And older. A little.
Yes, and older. Both of us.
Now that I'm here, I hardly know what to say.
Your father?
Alive.
And your poetry?
That's a minor thing.
Emily, what have we done with our lives?
Don't speak of it, please.
We've wandered from each other, like children.
We must forget. We must.
I've traveled the earth to forget, only to return again.
I hoped. Somehow you're coming back.
What can I say now? If hearts were but doors to open and shut, and then open again.
George, I cannot listen.
There is time, and time for us. Let me take your hand.
I'm afraid I must say goodbye now.
Emily.
Time has passed our star, and we cannot call it back. Perhaps one day, on his great day, we will return to our long-ago forest and never be lost again. I wait for the morning. These are thoughts you will never receive, George. But still I sit here, alone in my room, and send them to you. May I tell you something, my dearest? And imagine you're here with me, listening. Time will close these lips and eyes and seal them up with stone. Then these bones you may bury. Lower me gently down. As I give up the keys to death, his prisoner to be, I ask your hand upon my heart, that I might easily die.
Such was the love story of Emily Dickinson. From the pain and beauty of her life flowed an imperishable song, part of the voice of America. Not perhaps in the great frontier tradition, but of the quiet flowering of the spirit, which neither time nor traffic can ever erase from this history. And for her genius, which contributed to the artistic mural of our nation, Emily Dickinson takes an honored place in the Cavalcade of America. Our congratulations and our thanks to Ann Starrett for her portrayal of Emily Dickinson, and to the Cavalcade players for their performance of Norman Ruston's Wait for the Morning. And now the star of next week's program, John McIntyre of the Cavalcade Players.
Ladies and gentlemen, next week's Cavalcade play is about a man who should have been everybody's grandfather, Benjamin Franklin. Not the signer of the Declaration or the great diplomat, but an amusing story told in a whimsical radio drama, Dr. Franklin Takes It Easy, which highlights some of the good doctor's amazing inventions during the early days of our country. Once more, I am happy to portray the role of Dr. Franklin when Cavalcade comes to you again next week. Thank you.
For assistance in the preparation of our play, we wish to acknowledge with thanks the biography of Emily Dickinson written by Genevieve Taggart, The Life and Mind of Emily Dickinson. On the Cavalcade of America, your announcer is Clayton Collier, sending best wishes from DuPont.
This is Chesterton Radio, your home for podcasts of works by G.K. Chesterton, plus drama, comedy, mystery, science fiction, big bands, and much more. The soundtrack to your Chesterton day at chestertonradio.com.
A happy time. A week after Germany had surrendered and a wonderful actress named Ingrid Bergman stood wide-eyed in front of a microphone and spoke of that strangest of wonderful mornings, that strange morning when mankind had hope once more.
From Hollywood, California, the Mutual Broadcasting System, in cooperation with the United States Treasury and the Hollywood Victory Committee, brings you a special broadcast starring Miss Ingrid Bergman and written and directed by Arch Oboler. The special musical score is by Gordon Jenkins.
This program is dedicated to you who know that any future sacrifice you make for the rest of your life, be it every worldly possession you own, can never equal the price paid by the man who died to bring you victory in Europe, who will die to bring you victory in Japan.
This is a story of victory. It was born in the air battle of Britain. It grew through Stalingrad, Tunisia, Cassino, the beachheads of Normandy, up the Rhone Valley across France, through the Siegfried Line. This is the story of victory.
After all, this is a hospital and all this excitement, you know.
Well, Doc, how soon can I get out of here? My squadron will be moving to the Pacific. How about me?
Oh, no, wait a minute. Man. Now, supposing you have one more song, and then all of you back to your own wards.
Oh, but Doc, Germany got out of the war, and you
Okay,
expect
fellas,
us to...
he's the doctor. One more song, he says. How about Happy Days
Are Here Again?
Oh, it's very exciting, isn't it, Doctor?
Yes, Miss Stewart.
I'd hate to take their temperatures now. They waited a long time for this. Oh, Doctor, did I say something wrong?
No. I was just thinking that no one has told them.
Them?
I don't know how. Go into their rooms and announce that it's over. I don't know how.
Should I?
These men, they know that soon they'll be with their own outfits or going home. Those others.
Doctor, I said, may I tell them?
You?
Yes, please.
All right. All right. Thank you, Miss Stewart.
Who is it? It's Miss Stewart, Freddie. How are you?
I'm all right.
May I sit and talk to you?
I'd like that.
Thank you. Sleep well last night?
Yes. I was hoping you'd come in.
I'm sorry I couldn't come in sooner. There's been all sorts of excitement.
Excitement?
Mm-hmm. You see, Freddie, it's finally happened. Germany's out of the war. Freddie, did you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I thought you'd like to know.
Yes, thank you. Did it rain last night?
Yes. Yes, it did.
I thought I heard rain. I guess they're underwater.
What?
40 acres down by the creek. My father tried to drain that land ever since I was a pup. It's full of cattails and frogs. One bullfrog, he must have been a foot across. I called him Sitting Bull. We could hear him all the way up to the house. Mother said he was better than the church organ. You know something? We drained a swamp at Saipan. In 3 days, the forts were landing there. 3 days. And my dad's been trying for 20 years. So I was good on Saipan. You planted a seed, and overnight it was up. We had almost 5 acres. Even tomatoes and corn. I was in charge. It's so funny.
What, Freddie?
Lying here, all I think about are things like that. Green things and black dirt. That's very funny. Back home, I never paid much attention to it. I did my chores. That's all. But now I only seem to want to remember what was growing. I don't know why I think about it. I just do. Maybe it's because now that it's so dark all the time, I've got to think about things growing in the sun. Maybe it's because that was the most wonderful thing I ever saw. That the earth was good even on an island in the middle of the ocean. Did you say it was victory?
Yes.
If I get home, I can help my father. I can show him how to drain the land. I know how to do it now. 40 acres. There'll be so many more to feed now.
Yes, ma'am.
I've something to tell you.
I know.
You do?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, but how?
Through the window, I can hear him singing. It can only mean one thing, or am I wrong again?
No, the word just came.
That's great.
Yes.
The doctor told me not to turn my head. Are you sitting down?
You want me to?
If you have time.
Of course.
Because it's today, will you tell me something?
Whatever you want to know.
How long will I be here?
I don't know.
Honestly?
Yes, Sam, honestly.
I didn't ask for the reason the others do. I asked because I want to know how much longer I can stay here.
Stay? Here?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you want to go home?
No, ma'am.
Oh, but why? By the time you're released, you'll be all right. New healthy tissue, heart, hardly a scar.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me, Sam.
What good would that be?
Do me some good, perhaps. Of all the boys on this floor, I've known you the least. Is it your family?
No. I'd like to be with them.
Oh, Sam. Because it's today. Please tell me.
When I was born, I had all the world. Yeah. Little black baby only in the world. I lost it fast. Get out of the way, nigga. No black boys wanted. You know the story. Soon I wasn't even in the world. Then the army. Well, maybe a crazy hour. I thought it was part of things again, but when do I have to tell you? And then that Nazi floating around up there saw me in my oil truck riding the Red Ball Express. He went into a dive and got me in his sights and pressed the trigger, and then there was nothing. But all at once there was. I was in a bed. Others all around me. And nobody said, get out, black boy, one-side nigger. Somebody said, nice going, fella. The guy next to me stuck a cigarette in my lips, and somebody else lit it. And I was back in the world again. I've been there ever since, on the hospital ship, and the train, and here. They talked to me. Sam, what's your opinion of this? Sam, how about that? Sam, talk to us. Sam, tell us. Me, Sam. So hooray for the day, but I want to stay here. I want to stay here.
Tom? Do you mind if I sit here and talk to you?
Huh? Who?
Miss Stewart.
Dorothy?
No, it's Miss Stewart, Tom.
Where have you been?
Tom, I have some wonderful news for you.
I'll tell you something. I was going to be angry with you. I'm not at all.
Angry?
Dorothy, don't ever keep me waiting again. Please.
Oh.
Did you get all the stuff?
Why, yes.
It's going to be a wonderful day. I've looked forward to it.
Have you?
I'll stop worrying about Mary Ann. She'll be all right.
Yes, of course.
After all, my mother knows how to take care of babies. Look at me. Well, let's look at the timetable. There it is, 11:10, about 3 or 4 minutes, and we're off. Dad, why don't you say something?
I'm glad we're going.
No. You didn't say that. You didn't say that. You said something else. Dad, say what you said then. Say it.
I don't remember.
I see you. I know you're here. Your voice is so far away.
I'm here.
Is the train coming?
Not yet.
Oh, Dot, I love you so much. All right, let him put a bronze tablet here on this spot on June 6, 1940. A man made love to his wife, end quote. Why'd I have to make a joke about it? Is there something wrong with my loving you more than 2 years ago? Stand close to me, Dot. No, there's no one around. Oh, darling, every day is better for us, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes, Tom.
Lift your face.
Yes.
If you weren't here, I couldn't stand it. It's been terrible, Dot. My face, I keep thinking... Aren't we a handsome couple? Aren't we a handsome couple? Why do I keep thinking that? What's wrong with my face?
Try to sleep, Tom.
I can hardly hear you, but you're here. Your face so close, I can feel you warm.
Sleep, Tom.
Such a handsome couple, such a handsome couple, such a... Dot, don't come too close to my face. Not too close, Dot.
It's all right.
Is it? Is it?
Yes.
The handsomest couple?
Yes.
Your lips. Kiss?
Yes, Tom.
Scotty, come on in.
Good morning, Larry.
Larry Darling, Scotty. Always Larry Darling.
Oh, you need an ice pack.
No, I need to talk to you. Please, will you?
That's why I came here.
I knew it was my lucky day the minute I opened my eyes. Why, I bet even the custard will taste good today.
Yes, Larry, yes. Something has happened today.
Happened? What?
Germany's out of the war.
Absolutely?
Absolutely.
Well, what do you know?
It's wonderful, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Hey, are the fellas tearing up the place?
Yes, just about.
Oh, boy. I can just see them back home. What a time they must be having. Running around. Tonight they'll be dancing.
Larry, don't.
Oh, no, you don't understand. I'm okay. Fact of the matter is, I'm better than that. I got it all laid out like a blueprint. A right arm. That's all I got, and that's all I'll need. Sure. A right arm to hold a girl, to write a check. Oh, no, Scotty. No, don't look like that. I tell you, I'm fine. With the money that's coming to me when I get out of here, all those GI checks I never got a chance to spend, I'm going in business. For myself.
Oh, no, you didn't tell me. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm wonderful. Have a card. Larry Edmonds. General Sherman's and Jeeps repaired while you wait. Amphibious tanks especially.
Oh, auto repairs?
And filling stations.
Oh.
Notice I said stations. Mm-hmm. Look, the way I got it doped out, the minute they take gasoline off ration, and the whole United States is going to get into the automobile and start going. And they're going to keep going until they wear out all the ants in their pants. I mean...
Well, I understand.
well, what I mean is, everybody's built up a want to go places. Well, like me, every day lying here. I've been walking every street I ever walked and visiting every place I've ever gone to. You know.
Yes, I know.
So I've located just the corner where I'm going to put that first super service station. And I know just the guys that used to be in my outfit to turn the pumps and pull the wrenches. One station, and if it goes okay, as it will, I'll start another one. Then another one. Then, well, gosh, the fact of the matter is, I'm going to be one of them tycoons.
Well, of course you will. And I'd like to get in on the ground floor.
No kidding.
No kidding.
I have got a chance, haven't I? To get places? Oh, sure I have. I'll sit behind a desk and use the brains I got instead of worrying about the legs I haven't got. And I'll figure out new ways and shortcuts to keep automobiles going the way I used to do with the tanks. And I'll build up a big business and keep spreading out. And I can't, miss. I can't. Can I, Miss Stewart?
Hello, Captain?
Go away.
Oh, but I want...
I told him no one was to come in here but the doctor.
Yes.
I told him.
Please, Captain.
For God's sake, can't I be left alone? Haven't I earned that at least? Haven't I?
Well, I
haven't I? Why don't you leave me alone?
No, please.
What's the matter?
Sorry.
Tell me. I want to know.
It's been a strange morning.
Why?
The reason I came here. I have news for you.
News?
From Germany. It's over.
When?
We got word just a little while ago.
You've been going around on this floor? Telling us?
Yes.
I'm sorry for what I...
Oh, it's all right.
Are they tearing up telephone books and parading up and down the streets?
I haven't been out.
So it's really here?
Yes.
Doug. This would have been a day for Doug. He'd have buzzed Unter den Linden itself. Doug's day. Not mine.
Oh, of course it
No,
is.
to Doug it was a game that ended at the goalposts of Berlin. Maybe if I got my throat cut outside Aachen the way he did, it would have been my day, too.
Oh.
But I lasted a little longer than that. Long enough to see him out in the shoes, hundreds of thousands. Every pair meant a human being that had been shoved into an incinerator for the crime of daring to live. And lived long enough to see row and row of quiet children where the flamethrowers had left them. I lived long enough to see Doug with his hands tied behind his back and his throat cut. I hate this day. Because now we'll stop killing them. The sentimentalists will begin. They'll stand on righteousness and wave the words of charity, pity, and compassion. And the grass will grow over the murdered, and the cities will be rebuilt. And the torn throats, and the whipped backs, and the screams, and the bloody marks on the walls will be forgotten. Yes, forgotten, because only a few of us saw those things with our own eyes. Forgotten because our people never had hatred poured into their veins with the death of their wives and their children. I hate this day. For now the forgetting begins.
Miss Stewart, I've been looking for you. I wanted to...
Yes.
You've seen them.
Yes.
I should have gone myself.
Oh, I wanted to go. I wanted to go. When the news came, it was hard to believe what we had waited for. But it was true. And suddenly everything became wonderful in a way it hadn't been for a very long time. We'd beaten the Huns. We'd finally beaten the Huns. The rest was up to the peace commissions and the governmental experts and the statesmen. Freddie, Sam Jones, Tom, Larry Edmonds, the captain. I wanted to bring them the news because they'd paid with their bodies for this day in terrible ways. And so the happiness belonged to them. I thought that. But, Doctor, they don't need today. We need it. This day's for us. Those of us in America who lived through a war and knew no pain. I was crying before, yes. Yes. For that soldier lying up there in the dark and telling me that he hated today. Hated it. Because now we would listen again to the self-seekers and the sentimentalists and begin to forget. Doctor, that can't be true. We've got to start remembering. First, the enemy to the east. The enemy that dreams that in this day of happiness we here will forget them and their tortures and murders. Yes, we've got to remember them. The enemy in the east yet to be beaten. The one in the west that twice in our lifetime tried to destroy our civilization. We've got to remember them, every face, every name, so that there'll be no place on earth left for them to hide, to cry out for a mercy that would make the dead rise up in protest. And we've got to remember our responsibilities in a world that has grown as small as the house we live in, and the people in that house. We've got to remember we can only live together with them in fairness and mutual decency. I think we've got enough remembering to do for the rest of our lives and the lives of our children. Yes, this day is for us.
Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax Products for Home and Industry present Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Bea Benaderet, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Isn't this just about your favorite time of day? You've done the dishes, your kitchen is clean and tidy, and you've nothing to do but sit back and enjoy the show. By the way, was it much of a job to leave your kitchen floor clean and sparkling? It was no trouble at all if you're one of the millions of women who use Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat. That's the beauty of Glow Coat. You just wipe your linoleum and other floors with a damp cloth, and all the day's dirt and spilled things vanish. And it's so easy to apply that protective film of Glow Coat. There's no rubbing or buffing. Glow Coat shines as it dries without streaking, leaving a beautifully smooth, bright polish. Glow Coat brings out your linoleum's original patterns, too, and makes the colors gay and fresh. Try it, won't you? No matter how dull or faded your linoleum is, you can brighten it up and add to its beauty with Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat. When a young man carries his bride across the threshold, it's for very sound reasons. It gives the poor lad an idea of the load he's going to carry. And it's the only time in married life when the lady doesn't do most of the hard work. Mrs. McGee of 79 Wistful Vista is not exactly a newlywed, of course, but she still has her moments of apprehension. Like right now, as we meet Fibber McGee and Molly.
Huh? Am I just having a bad dream, or is that your old high school chemistry set you got there?
That's exactly what it is, Tootsie. This was the very microscope I used when I discovered perfradrohydrobenzoquadrilline.
Come again? What on earth was that, dearie?
It petrifies mothballs. Invented it myself. I used to be the richest kid in Peoria in the marble season. Now, let me see. I better spread a newspaper out on the table here. Set the microscope on it so it don't scratch the table. Oh, I had a little guinea pig. I kept him on the shelf with a little brownie camera so he could reproduce himself.
May I ask the nature of the present scientific experiment, dearie? Or has the FBI asked you not to talk so much?
Just going to do a little research is all. Won't take long.
When you get through with the microscope, why don't you send it to President Truman?
What for?
He can use it to count his blessings.
This one ain't powerful enough. Now, let me see. Where's my eyedropper? Oh, yeah. Now then, 1 cubic centimeter of H2O. You know what H2O is?
Certainly. Water.
You know why they call it H2O?
Well, Natch. It's hydrogen, 2 parts oxygen.
Don't you believe it. It was really called H2O because it was discovered by a fellow named Haggerty who was 2 years old. Let's see here. A couple of adjustments here on the fibrosite. Get the... Oh, I had a little parrot, and he made so little sense. They put him on the air to talk of atom bomb defense. Oh, there was an old man. Well, I'm all set, Molly.
This is the moment I've been dreading. What are you all set for? And can I wait till I check on our explosion insurance?
No. I ain't going to do anything drastic, kiddo. I'm just going to analyze a drop of our city water.
City water's just like country water, except it's prettier in a brook than a gutter.
Well, I've been reading an advertisement for this new McTrickle water filter, and it says, quote, whether we realize it or not, the water we drink is filled with tiny living things. And I unquote. Now, if I can only get this dad-ratted microscope focused right...
Say, why don't you analyze a drop of alcohol and see if you can find Uncle Dennis? You know, he hasn't written for so long...
Wait a minute. I'm getting it. I think I got it. Yipe! Look out, Molly. Stand back. Don't get any closer. They're monsters.
What on earth? McGee, your hair is standing right up straight.
Get my shotgun, quick. Lock the doors. This water is crawling with animals.
What?
Big hairy ones, long-legged ones, gleaming teeth, red eyes. By George, I'm not going to drink another drop.
Come in. Oh, Oh, it's Mayor Latrivia, McGee. Come in, Your Honor.
Good day, Molly. Hello, McGee.
Latrivia, you couldn't have come at a better time for me or a worse time for you. I just took a gander at a drop of city water through a microscope, and you know what? That stuff has got more strange things in it than the Nuremberg jail.
Nonsense, McGee. Our city water is analyzed every hour of the day. It tests as pure as any drinking water in the country.
Well, you should have seen McGee's expression when he looked through that microscope, Mr. Mayor. He was as horrified as if Westbrook Pegler had joined the CIO.
Believe me, Your Honor, I'm scared.
That's not unusual, McGee. You get frightened at card tricks. However, I'll take your rather vague complaint up with the city health commissioner, who happens to be Dr. Gamble.
Oh, by the way, you know what Doc Gamble says about you, Latriv?
No, I don't, and I'm not the slightest bit interested. What did he say?
Tell me too, McGee, though I'm not one to listen to gossip, unless it's about people.
Oh, it wasn't anything much, Latriv. He just says he hoped you were keeping your striped pants pressed because you'd probably be best man when he married Fifi Tremaine.
Oh, he said that, did he? By Harry, if I weren't so busy with this campaign,
No, Mr. Mayor. Surely you're not going to let politics interfere with your courtship. After all, a ballot box may be pretty, but it can't cook.
I was not referring to any political campaign, Mrs. McGee. I meant the community chest campaign, of which I have the honor to be local chairman.
Oh, yeah, the community chest. Be glad to help you out with that, Latriv.
Thank you, McGee. I'll need all the help I can get. We must raise a total of $170 million this year. And
Heavenly days. In Wistful Vista, there isn't that much money in town. Even if you include the $2 himself here got from the dry cleaners when they lost his overcoat.
It's $170 million for the whole country, Molly.
Oh.
Right, Latriv?
Quite right, McGee.
Right.
You see, in most community chest cities, the population has increased about 25%, and the need for red feather service has gone up proportionately.
That much?
And as I told the committee this morning, the more you throw into the community chest, the farther you can throw out your own. Call on me tomorrow, McGee. I can use you.
Swell, Latriv. But look, getting back to you and Doc Gamble and Fifi Tremaine, I
don't know how my private life got into this discussion, McGee, but I feel entirely capable of managing my own affairs.
Yeah, but I was just...
For your information, I have been buttoning my own rompers for quite some time now. Good day.
Billy Mills and the orchestra, and give me 5 minutes more.
Sunday morning, you can sleep late. Just 5 minutes more. Give me 5 minutes more. Let me stay here in your arms.
Hey, Molly, I'm in an awful predicament. I've called every hardware store in town, and they won't have any McTrickle water filters in for 6 months.
Well, you're in bad shape, McGee. Nobody can exist without water for 6 months.
Well, Uncle Dennis has gone without it for 30 years. Not that I want to follow it.
What's the matter?
My throat's getting dry. We got any root beer in the icebox?
Not a drop, McGee. You drank the last 4 bottles last night when you had that macaroni, pickle, and liverwurst sandwich.
My gosh, no root beer. What can a guy drink?
Come in. Oh, Dr. Gamble, do come in, Doctor.
Thank you, my dear. And a curt nod of reluctant recognition to you, low bucket.
I'm glad you came in, you ill health commissioner. I got a bone to pick with you, a bone as big as a whale's clavicle.
Well, let's have it, Wobble Chin. And if you're going to suggest hairnets for our policemen's horses or spraying the city dump with Chanel No. 5, you can skip it. I get enough crackpot suggestions in the mail without having trouble with you.
This, my dear doctor, concerns something very vital to the health of this community.
Oh?
Have you seen the horrible things that come out of our water faucets lately?
No, but I've often suspected where Molly got you.
Don't change the subject, Bandage Bandit. Our city water, the H2O we drink and cook with and bathe little tiny babies in, is rife with life. It's fraught.
Certainly. What about it?
My goodness, Doctor, doesn't it alarm you to know that our water's full of bacteria?
Not in the least, my dear. The bacterial count after chlorinization is almost negligible. In fact, some of the bacteria remaining are actually beneficial.
Beneficial, are they? I have looked at that water through a microscope, you mass murderer. There are animals in there that would make a saber-toothed tiger look like a house cat. Monsters they are, horrible ones, vicious ones, snarling teeth.
Well, if they were looking up through that microscope, I can imagine what they're saying about you, too.
A fine health commissioner you are, you callous old witch doctor. By George, if I...
What's the matter, Sonny? Vocal cords getting frayed?
I'm dry. That's all. Dry.
He isn't drinking any water, Doctor. He says he won't touch the stuff till we get our own filter.
Oh, fine. Well, when he dehydrates to the point where you can scratch matches on his pants leg when he hasn't got his pants on, call me. I'm pretty busy, but I'll come over.
You're not as busy as Latrivia is, Doctor.
Hmm?
I understand that he and Fifi Tremaine are just about set the date.
You don't say.
Yep.
Interesting, if true.
And how is Miss Tremaine these days, Doctor?
Ah, Miss Tremaine is in splendid health.
Boy, are you trapped. You know what Latrivia says about you?
No, I don't, and I'm not the slightest bit interested. What'd he say?
He says he hoped you were keeping your striped pants pressed because he wanted you to be the best man at his wedding.
Oh, he said that, did he?
Yep.
Well, it happens that I saw Miss Tremaine last night, and she... I'll get that. Gamble speaking. What? Oh, Fifi. Yes, dear, this is Willie.
Ha, Willie.
What, dear? Of course. Certainly, dear. I'll meet you wherever you say. I have a couple of appendectomies and a delivery, but I can postpone them.
That's the neatest trick of the week.
What, dear? Yes, dear. All right, dear. Yes, dear, I'll find you somewhere, dear. Goodbye, dear. I must go.
Where, Doc?
Deer hunting.
Huh? You told the mayor that Dr. Gamble said exactly what you told the doctor the mayor said about him now. Is that fair?
Anything that'll make them two Romeos get with it is fair. They've been mooning around town like a couple... Have we got any milk? I'm thirsty.
I'm sorry, McGee. The milkman hasn't come
Hello,
yet.
Molly. Hi, pal. Just driving past and stopped in to see if you'd give me a glass of water. What's the matter? Pal, you're absolutely white. Molly, what'd I say?
Water.
Yes, but...
Look, Junior, if you knew what I know, you wouldn't speak of water so lightly. Did you know that our city water contains more foreign bodies than Ellis Island?
Himself here looked at a drop through his microscope, Mr. Wilcox.
Betcha.
He says it has more animals in it than an African waterhole.
Oh, those are just harmless little organisms, pal. Nothing to be perturbed about.
Nothing to be perturbed about, he says. Why, my gosh.
See, Mr. Wilcox? He won't drink any water and his throat is closing up like a black market butcher shop. Look, McGee, let me boil some water for you.
No. I can't drink it.
Why not?
It's too hot.
Oh, this is ridiculous, pal. You're just exaggerating what you saw in that water.
Oh, I am I? Take a look through that microscope, Junie. See if you can see the bug that looks like a pack rat. I'm telling you there's...
One side, Mac. Let old stout-hearted Harlow have a look.
Watch out for that glass of water, Mr. Wilcox. Oh, there it goes.
Clumsy lout. Stamp on that puddle, Junior. Stamp on it. Them animals will be all over the house.
Oh, be quiet, silly. Hand me that cloth, will you, Molly? I'm awfully glad this happened.
Here, Mr. Wilcox. And why are you so happy about this?
Gives me a chance to show you how easily spilled things are wiped off a Johnson wax surface.
Yes, but Mr. Wilcox...
You see how this water can't soak in?
Yeah,
It proves how Johnson's wax seals the surface of the wood, guarding it against dust and dampness.
Yeah, but...
Gee whiz, when you think that just an occasional application of Johnson's wax preserves your woodwork and gives it that beautiful, gleaming finish...
Yeah, but what that got to
Here
do...
you are, Molly, all wiped up.
All wiped up, they ran away.
Nary a stain, nary a spot. Now, you see how foolish it is not to keep all wood and enamel surfaces protected with Johnson's wax?
Look, Waxy. That's all very fascinating stuff, but I got more important worries right now. So if you've got to leave now, it's okay.
Okay. And look, pal, don't worry about this city water. I drink gallons of it, and look at me.
No, I won't say it. That's too easy. Like shooting a sitting bird. Go, Junior, before I weaken.
Sure. Goodbye.
Boy, is he knave. He gave me an opening there you could have flew a flying fortress through. I was going to... We got no milk, huh?
No milk, dearie. I'm sorry.
I'm drier than Arizona August. Hey, what's that in that little bottle on the desk there?
Ink.
Ink, eh? You think it'd hurt me if I took...
No. You mustn't even think of it. Heavenly days, you... Come in.
It's just me, Mrs. McGee. Elsie from the Wistful Vista Saloon of Beauty.
Hi, Elsie. Don't tell me my wife left her compact there again.
Well, I'm afraid I did, dearie. Thanks for bringing it back again, Elsie.
Oh, that's perfectly okay, dear. I don't mind. I just... Oh, look, home movies.
That isn't a projector, Elsie. That's a microscope. I've been analyzing our city water.
And scaring himself into a 60-day drought while he waits for a water filter.
Did you know, Else, that our city water is crawling with wildlife? You could fill a swimming pool with that, and Weissmuller couldn't get 3 feet before he was chewed to pieces.
Gee, honest? I'm sorry you told me. I always say when it comes to eating, drinking, and marriage, what a girl don't know is a blessing.
Let Elsie take a look through the microscope, McGee.
Don't do it, Elsie. Don't do it. You've never seen so many horrible faces in your life.
Please, Mr. McGee, you're talking to an expert.
She is at that, McGee. How'd you ever happen to get into the beauty parlor business, Elsie?
Oh, it's hereditary, I guess. My old man was a panhandler, too.
You like it, sis?
Well, it gets pretty discouraging sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
When you work all day taking the slack out of somebody's face so the party which owns it can compete with the other tomatoes at a wingding. And she comes back next day with her cheeks riding her shoulders again. It's disheartening.
You certainly paint a gruesome portrait of the day's work, Elsie.
Well, we do the best we can with her, Mrs. McGee. I had a lady which she called me up this morning for a complete overhaul. And when she come in the shop, she was the living image of General Grant.
Holy smoke. Sounds like a hopeless assignment, sis. What'd you do?
Oh, we took simply years off her looks, Mr. McGee.
You did?
Yeah. When she went out, she looked like General Eisenhower. Well, I gotta get back now. Goodbye.
The King's Men, and it's a pity to say goodnight.
You gave me 5 minutes more, then you gave me the door. It's a pity, it's a crying shame to be wasting this moon. It's a pity to say goodnight, because I never saw stars so bright. But if you gotta go home, you gotta go home. Give me a good night kiss. It's a pity to say farewell, because the man in the moon won't tell. But if you gotta go home, you gotta go home. Give me a good night kiss. How's about tomorrow night? Just you and me. I'll be waiting for you, darling, underneath our apple tree. Underneath our apple tree. It's a pity to say goodnight, because I want you to hold me tight. But when you gotta go home, you gotta go home. Give me a good night kiss. It's a pity to say goodnight, my darling. It's a pity to leave this moon aglow. And here it is, good night time. We hardly had time for hello. It's a pity to say goodnight, because I want you to hold me tight. But when you gotta go home, you gotta go home. Open that door. Just give me one more good night kiss.
Boy, am I thirsty. Isn't this awful, Molly? A house full of water pipes and not a drop of water you dare drink?
Well, you speak for yourself, sweetheart. I just had a big glass of it, and I feel fine.
Maybe you wouldn't touch the stuff if you looked into that microscope.
That's why I didn't look. If you're full of confidence, it doesn't matter if you're full of germs.
It's a horrible situation. I'm going to call up the waterworks and give them the works about this water. Those guys ought to do something about
Come
this.
in. Oh, for goodness sakes, Mr. Wimple.
Hi, Wimp.
Hello, folks.
It's nice to see you, Mr. Wimple.
Yeah, and it's a lucky thing you dropped in right now, too. I've been studying our water through a microscope.
You have?
You betcha. When you fill a tub to take a bath, Wimp, do you know what's in that water?
Yes. Sweetie Face. Sweetie Face, that's my big old wife. She always takes my bath water.
How is she anyway, Mr. Wimple? We haven't seen her for quite a while.
Oh, she's just wonderful, Mrs. McGee. Wonderful. I've never seen her in better shape.
Well, good.
She's been sick in bed for a month.
Really, Wimp? What is it, a touch of the flu?
No, Mr. McGee. The touch of a truck. Tore some ligaments in her back.
Oh, my. I hope she gets along all right, Mr. Wimple. Is her back in a cast?
Yes. I helped the doctor put it on myself. I even mixed the concrete for him.
Concrete?
Yes. She looks like a cornerstone.
Boy, oh, boy. I'd hate to be around there when she gets hold of an air hammer and unbuttons that concrete corset, Wimp.
Yes. I've been in a cold sweat just thinking about it. I wonder if I could have a drink of water, Mrs. McGee.
Why, of course, Mr. Wimple. I'll get a cold glass of water in the kitchen for you.
Water? Hey, no. Don't give him that stuff, Molly. This water's not fit to drink till we get a filter for it, Wimp.
Or till we throw away that microscope. The water tasted fine yesterday.
Well, I know all about those things, Mrs. McGee. I invented a dandy water filter last summer.
You did?
Yes, it slipped right over the faucet and held back every bit of impurity in the water.
Oh, sounds wonderful, Mr. Wimple. Dirt couldn't get through it, huh?
No, but there was one drawback, Mrs. McGee. Water wouldn't go through it either. Goodbye.
You know, I somehow wish I'd never looked at that microscope. Molly, oh, boy, am I thirsty. I'm drier than the congressional record.
Look, dearie, I can't stand to see you suffer. I'll go out in the kitchen and see if I can find some fruit juice of some kind. Better sit down and relax now.
Okay, kiddo. Ah, there goes a good kid. Must break her heart to see me suffer from malnutrition like this. But she'd never show it. No, sir. Come in. I said, come in. Oh, hi, Teeny. What's on your mind?
Hi, mister. You got a cold or something? You got a cold?
No, I'm just dry, sis. I quit drinking water. I am now a member of Hydraulics Anonymous.
See that?
Skip it.
Okay. You mean you don't drink any water, mister? Not any?
Not a drop, sis. Very dangerous stuff.
I know it, mister.
You do, eh? I said you do, eh?
Do what?
Know it.
Know what?
That the water is dangerous.
I'll say it is, mister. My uncle got hit with a cake of ice this summer and it gave him a conclusion.
Concussion, sis. You mean concussion. Conclusion means the end.
You seen my uncle lately?
Come to think of it, I get... Look, sis, have you ever seen a drop of our city water through a microscope?
No. Have you?
Have I? Yes, and it scared the bejunior out of me. I would have fainted if I hadn't been scared somebody'd throw water on me. You want to take a peek, sis?
Sure I do, I bet you. Can I please, mister? Who can I please? Who can I?
Sure. But I hope it don't scare you like it did me. I'm warning you, sis. It looks like Halloween at 40 fathoms.
Oh, boy.
You'll see monsters that got teeth a foot long, waving tails, ferocious eyes, bills like geese, hair like a wolf.
Oh, boy. Let me take a look, huh? Is that the microscope sitting there on the newspaper? Huh?
That's it, sis. I got it there so it won't scratch this table. Here, now let me lift you up. Now, close one eye and look through this gadget right here.
Okay.
Yeah. You see him, sis? There's one in there as big as a pack rat, and another one snarling like a timber wolf. Ain't they terrible?
No. No, I like them.
Huh?
I've always liked them.
You've always liked germs?
Those aren't germs, I bet you.
Huh?
That's Pluto and Mickey Mouse.
What?
Sure. You got the microscope crooked and you've been looking at the funny paper.
Oh, my God.
If your kitchen linoleum could talk to you, I bet I know what it would ask for. A little more protection against the rain and snow that winter brings. And I have an idea it would add. How's about some Glow Coat? Seriously, for real honest-to-goodness protection, there really is nothing quite like Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat. You know how easy it is to use. There's no rubbing or buffing. Yet in 20 minutes, Glow Coat dries to a hard, long-lasting wax polish that protects every square inch of your linoleum and other floors. When you spill something or when wet feet track in mud, this tough film of Johnson's Glow Coat stands between the dirt and the floor. Wipe the shining surface with a damp cloth and the stains vanish. And right away, your linoleum is beautiful again, its colors bright and fresh as ever. It stands to reason that with protection like this, your linoleum will last longer, too. So why not start having better protected, more beautiful floors right away with Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat?
Give me another glass of water, Molly. Thanks. Ah, that's wonderful.
Yeah. And to think you were looking at magnified pictures of Pluto and Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Isn't that silly?
Yeah.
Give me another glass of water. Thanks.
You should have realized it when you started feeling that way, dearie.
What way?
Sort of weak in Disney.
Ooh, sort of weak. Here, you have a drink of water.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Products for home and industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
The Jack Benny Program.
Sold American.
Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
LSMFT. LSMFT. LSMFT.
Why, sure.
Yes, sir.
You said it. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
It takes fine tobacco to make a fine cigarette. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, first, last, and always, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. At markets now open in the South, independent tobacco experts present at the auctions can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select the riper, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco. And sworn records show that auctioneers, buyers, and warehousemen, with men who know tobacco best, It's Lucky's 2-to-1.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now we take you to Jack Benny's house in Beverly Hills. It's Saturday night, and Jack has invited Mary over to spend a pleasant evening.
Gee, Mary, I'm glad you came over to help me straighten out my household expenses. These bills have accumulated all summer while I was away.
Oh, Jack, this is Saturday night, and I want to go dancing. Let's go to the Palladium.
The Palladium, Mary, with all these bills I'm paying. Gee.
But, Jack, it doesn't cost much to go to the Palladium. They charge $1.50 for men and 75 cents for women.
I know. For you, it's cheap. Take of me $1.55 just to go dancing.
$1.55? It's only $1.50.
Mary, only a cheapskate doesn't check his hat. Now, let's get on with these bills.
Okay.
Let's see. $12.85 for vitamin pills.
$12.85 for vitamin pills.
$9.72 for Samson's concentrated iron capsule.
$9.72 for Samson's concentrated iron capsules.
$10.35 for Dr. Bergman's bodybuilder.
$10.35 for Dr. Bergman's bodybuilder.
$7.96 for Dr. Horton's health tonic.
$7.96 for Dr. Horton's health tonic.
$22.50 for muscles.
Muscles?
Yes. $16.
Imagine buying muscles again. What happened to the ones you bought last year?
Oh, I wore them in the shower and the buckles rusted. Wish I could get some of that pre-war stuff. Now, let's see. Mary, what are you laughing at?
Remember the time you bought those build-up shoes to make you look taller? Oh, boy, did you overdo it.
Overdo it? Those shoes didn't lift me so high.
Then why was your nose always bleeding?
Oh, Mary.
I'll never forget how silly you looked patting Gary Cooper on the head.
Mary, stop being ridiculous. Now, let's get back to the bills. Here, read this stack to me here.
Okay. Homeway Dry Cleaners, $18 for cleaning rug.
$18 for cleaning a rug? How could a rug get that dirty? I was away all summer. There was nobody here but Rochester. I can't understand it.
Jack, here's another bill signed by Rochester. It's from Scratch, Match, and Patch, Interior Decorators.
Interior Decorators?
$78 for patching ceiling and repapering living room.
Patching ceiling, repapering living room? I'm going to ask Rochester about this.
You don't have to. Here's a bill that explains it. $7 for 18 bottles of gin.
18 bottles of gin. Let me see who that bill is from. The Central Avenue Personality Shop. I'm going to find out about this. Oh, Rochester!
Yes,
There's something I want to talk to you about.
Couldn't you write me a letter?
No, I couldn't, and come right out here.
Okay.
Rochester, take a look at this rug cleaning bill. Now take a look at this bill for repapering the living room. And this bill for 18 bottles of gin. Well, say something.
What a soiree!
You don't have to tell me. And that party almost ruined my house. What happened?
Well, boss, it was kind of a dull evening, so I invited a few friends over.
Uh-huh.
And some of them got, well, to use the medical term, coagulated.
Well, that explains the rug and the wallpaper. What happened? What about the ceiling?
Some of them were higher than others.
What?
Man, were they flying.
Rochester, that still doesn't explain the ceiling. How did you get those holes in it?
I told you my friends did that.
Oh, the ones that were flying.
No, the ones that were shooting them down.
Rochester, this is the last straw. I'm going to punish you.
Oh, Jack, put down that hairbrush. He's too old for that.
Okay. Anyway, it always hurts me more than it does him. Now, Rochester, this is the final warning. I don't want your friends holding those kind of parties in my house anymore. My goodness, in their condition, how do they get home?
Oh, it was easy. You know that white line down the middle of the street?
You mean they followed it?
Followed it, boss. They were holding on to it.
I don't doubt it, and I'm going to talk with you later about your... Come in.
Telegram for Mr. Benny.
I'll take it, boy.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Here's a tip for you.
Mr. Benny, these blue tokens aren't good anymore.
Well, I'm all out of red ones. Goodbye.
Jack, who's the telegram from?
Let me see. Look, Mary's from my sponsor, George W. Hill. It says, Dear Jack, please forget about what happened in my office last week. You have nothing to worry about. You have a 3-year contract, and my lawyers told me I can't get out of it. Unless you breach clause number 3A regarding a singer. Sincerely yours, George W. Hill. See, Mary, isn't that a nice telegram?
But, Jack, he said if you don't get a singer, he'll break your contract.
I'm way ahead of him, Mary. I've not only got a singer in mind, but I wrote him a letter asking him to come over for an interview tonight.
Oh, you and your singers. Who is it this time?
Well, if you must know, Smarty, it's Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra?
Yeah.
Boss, you mean, won't you tell me when we will meet again?
That's him, Rochester.
Monday, or always.
That's enough, Rochester. That's enough! That's enough! Come on, Mary, let's finish these bills before Sinatra gets here. Rochester.
When at the sight of you, my heart begins to pound and pound and pound.
Rochester, I said that's enough. Come on, Mary, let's finish these bills.
All right, but next Saturday night, you got to take me to the Palladium.
The Palladium.
Oh, Jack, don't be so...
Mary, it's a matter of principle. Why should they charge $1.50 for men and only 75 cents for women?
Well, Jack, you got in for 75 cents once.
That was an accident. I just happened to go to the Palladium right from the studio when I was made up as Charlie's aunt.
That's what I mean. You still got that dress here. Why couldn't you...
Mary, I'm not dressing up like a girl again. I'll never forget what happened last time. Guy buys you a drink, he thinks he owns you. What I went through...
Jack, it was bad enough being dressed like a girl to get in, but you didn't have to let a fella buy you a drink.
Well, for goodness sake, Mary, I danced with him all evening. I deserve something. What a rotten dancer he was. Say, Mary, I wonder what he'd have thought if he knew who I really was, especially when he tried to put his arm around me.
He tried to put his arm around you. Well, gosh, Jack, why didn't you tell him?
I didn't have the heart to. He was a Marine, and he was going overseas in the morning. Now, let's get back to these bills. Hey, that must be Frank Sinatra. Come in, please.
Hiya, Jackson. Hiya, Mary. Hello, Rod.
Oh, it's you, Phil.
Yeah, Jackson, I dropped in to talk to you about a new singer.
Phil, don't worry about it. I got one lined up.
Yeah, but who've you got? You can't get just anybody. I ain't gonna let you hurt the dignity of my band.
The dignity of your band? Phil, I don't want to disillusion you, but just because your boys were taken off parole doesn't mean they're dignified. And here's another thing about your band that ought to make you ashamed of yourself.
What's that?
Well, when I was in the South Pacific, I saw 15 natives with rings in their noses banging on hollow coconuts with overripe bananas.
Well, what's that got to do with me?
They were singing, "That's What I Like About the Solomon." You and your dignity.
Phil, don't worry about it. Jack has a singer in mind who will lend plenty of dignity to your band.
Like who?
Like Frank Sinatra. Jack's expecting him over tonight.
Now, wait a minute. This is a trick, Jackson. You're just trying to get my band to wear Bobby socks.
Phil, I'd be happy if those guys wore any kind of socks. So just take my advice and don't... Come in.
Hello. Remember me? I'm Hyman Peabody, the insurance salesman.
Oh, hello, Herman. Herman, I'm glad to see you, but I'm busy. I wish you'd come over some other time. I'm expecting someone.
Well, okay. But before I go, I'd like to leave this folder with you.
Folder?
Yeah, it tells all about a new life insurance policy we're putting out.
Well, thanks, Herman. I'll read it when I get a chance.
Costs $2 a month, and you only have to pay on it until you die.
I'll read it when I get a chance, Herman.
After you die, you only have to pay 25 cents a month.
That's ridiculous. After you're dead and buried, why pay 25 cents a month?
For that, we keep the weeds out of your daisies.
That's the silliest thing I've ever heard of.
I don't think so. Just because you're dead, you don't have to stop being neat.
All right, Herman. I'll let you know about this policy as soon as...
Should I answer the phone, boss?
That's all right. I'll get it, Rochester. Hello?
Hello, Jack. This is Don Wilson.
Oh, Don, right now.
I just thought of a terrific idea for a contest. Boy, you'll be crazy about it.
Well, look, Don, right now...
Get this, Jack. Why don't you give a prize of $5,000 to anyone who knows the meaning of LSMFT?
Don, are you crazy? Why, if I gave $5,000 to everyone who knows what LSMFT means, I'd have to pay out $800 billion.
Don't do it, boss. It'll leave you with practically nothing.
Now, Don, don't be silly. Everybody knows that LSMFT stands for Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Well, you know it and I know it, but I'm going to phone some people at random and find out if they know it.
Okay, Don, okay. Imagine suggesting I should give away $800 billion. Say, fellas, I'm getting kind of worried about Sinatra. It's time he got here.
Yeah, I'd like to audition the kid.
Phil, believe me, he won't hurt
Hey, Jack, wait a minute. I just thought of something.
What?
Frank Sinatra isn't even in town. He's in New York.
All right, so he'll come... What?
Hey, Jackson, Mary's right. Sinatra is in New York. This is Saturday night, and he's doing the Hit Parade program.
But that's impossible.
His program is on right now. Tune in the radio and see.
Okay, I will.
And in the fourth race at Bay Meadows, the winner was...
That's the wrong station. Maybe this is it, too.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you suffer from upper plate wobble? Do Do your friends avoid meeting you because your uppers avoid meeting your lowers? If so, try a bottle of sympathy soothing syrup. Remember, folks, sympathy spelled backwards is your Tappamis. YHTAPMYS.
Your Tappamis, your Tappamis, your Tappamis, drive your blues away.
So remember, friends, years of research in our own private laboratories has established the fact that when you pass the age of 35, you will be 36.
Mary, don't fool with the dial. I'll get Sinatra. Here, I think I've got it.
And now for his final selection on tonight's Lucky Strike Hit Parade.
Gee, that was wonderful. You know, he'd be great on my show. I'm going to phone New York right now. Maybe I can catch Sinatra before he leaves the studio. Hand me the phone, Mary.
Long distance.
Oh, operator, I want to speak to New York. I'd like to get Frank Sinatra.
So would I, Poopsie.
Look, miss, will you please ring Mr. Sinatra for me, person to person? He's on the hit parade in New York.
Just a moment, sir. I'll try the New York circuit. Los Angeles calling New York. Los Angeles calling New York.
Hello, Los Angeles. This is New York. How are you, Los Angeles?
Fine, thanks. And how are you, New York?
Oh, I'm feeling grand. But Brooklyn stopped the mumps.
Look, operator, I don't care if San Francisco's got water under the bridge. I want to speak to Frank Sinatra. Now, please hurry.
All right. Keep your shirt on. I haven't talked to New York since he had a baby.
Congratulations. Get me my number.
Just a moment.
I'm sorry, sir. The lion is busy. Will you call back when it's clear?
Okay, call back. Goodbye. Well, kids, the line is busy, but I'll get him in a minute.
Say, Mr. Benny, when you talk to Mr. Sinatra, will you let me say hello to him?
All right, Herman, all right, but don't bother me now.
Gee whiz. Well, my wife finds out I talked to Frank Sinatra. Gee whiz.
I'll bet you'd be thrilled, eh, Herman?
No, she'll beat the stuffings out of me. She likes Crosby.
Herman, I wish that you'd... Oh, that must be him now. Quiet, kid. Hello?
How do you do, sir? I'm conducting a survey. Do you know what LSMFT means?
Hey, kid, it's Don Wilson. He called my number by mistake. I want to have some fun with him.
Hey, what was that?
I said I'm conducting a survey. Do you know what LSMFT means?
No, can't say that I do.
Well, LSMFT stands for Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Well, imagine that.
Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed.
Do tell.
So free and easy on the draw.
Well, I'll be darned.
Thank you, sir. And give my regards.
Regards to who?
To Mary. Who else, you dope?
Hey, kids, while we're waiting for Sinatra's call, I'll go in the kitchen and make some lemonade.
Good, I'd like some.
Me too, Jackson.
Would you like some lemonade?
Gotta drive home.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Say, Mary, Jackson must really be excited. This is the first time he ever offered us anything for nothing.
Still, we're not out of the house yet. Anyway, Jack isn't quite as bad as he... I'll answer it. Hello?
I have Mr. Sinatra in New York now.
Oh, well, put him on. I'll talk to him.
And please limit your call to 3 minutes.
Don't worry. If you talk over 3 minutes on Benny's phone, a time bomb goes off.
Okay, here's your party. Go ahead, Mr. Sinatra.
Hello?
Frankie. This is Mary, Mary Livingston.
Oh, hello, Mary. How are you?
Fine. Gee, Frankie, your voice sounds just as nice over the phone as it does on the radio.
Well, thanks, Mary.
You know, the reason Jack put in this call for you is he'd like to have you as a singer on his program.
Gee, that would be swell. I'd love to be on Jack's show. Then I'd get to see you a little more often.
Oh, Frankie, it's a good thing I'm not the type of girl that gets excited because if I was, I'd be so excited.
Mary, who in the world are you talking to?
Frank Sinatra.
Sinatra, give me that phone. Hello? Hello, Frank. This is Jack Benny.
Hello, Jack.
Now, Frank, I won't beat around the bush. How would you like to sing on my program?
Well, Jack, it sounds interesting, but, of course, there's the question of money.
Money?
This call ain't gonna last no 3 minutes.
Quiet, Phil. What did you say, Frankie?
I said, Jack, that I'd like to sing on your program, but there's the question of money.
Money? Oh, a minor matter, to be sure. A minor matter.
Yes, I know, but unfortunately, I'm not a minor.
No kidding, Frank. You come on my program and you'll go places. You know, when Dennis Day left me to join the Navy, he was doing okay. Although I will admit he started for a modest salary.
Jack, that salary wasn't modest. It was just ashamed of itself.
Now, Frankie, look. After Dennis was with me for 5 years, he worked himself up to $35 a week. Now, I'm willing to give you the same money to start with that he got the hard way. How is that?
$35 a week?
Frankie, look. All you have to do for that $35 is sing a song that takes 2 minutes, which means you get paid $17.50 a minute or $25,000 a day, which means I'm paying you a weekly salary of $186,000.
I know, Jack. I know all about that. You see, there were lots of times that Dennis told me about you paying him $186,000.
Oh, really? When did Dennis tell you that?
Every time he borrowed lunch money from me.
Well, Frankie, I can't help it if Dennis didn't know how to handle his finances. Well, what do you say, Frank? Is it a deal?
I'm sorry, Jack, but I can't accept that salary. You see, a man gets into the habit of eating 3 meals a day.
What? What did you say, Frankie?
I said I'm in the habit of eating 3 meals a day.
Well, brother, I've seen you, and you... No, I'm not going to say it. Now, Frankie, why don't you say okay and accept the proposition?
Well...
Look, to clinch the deal, I'll send you $5 in advance. And remember, there's plenty more where that comes from. What do you say, kid? Just give me the word and we'll have
I'm sorry, Mr. Benny. Your 3 minutes are up.
What do you mean, 3 minutes? Listen, operator, it's only 2 minutes and 41 seconds. I got my watch right here in my hand.
Well, I've got a watch, too, and it's 3 minutes.
You're wrong. It's 2:41.
It's 3 minutes.
It's 2:41. Oh, darn it. There goes that time bomb. I must have said it a little too early.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, here's Mr. F.E. Boone.
At 45 sold American.
In a cigarette, it's the tobacco that counts. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. The riper, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco. So the next time you buy cigarettes, remember Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
The famous tobacco auctioneers heard on tonight's program are Mr. F.E. Boone of Lexington, Kentucky.
44 out of 44 sold American.
And Mr. L.A. Speed Riggs of Goldsboro, North Carolina.
43 sold to the American.
This is Basil Rysdale speaking for Lucky Strike. LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
For real deep down smoking enjoyment, smoke Lucky Strike. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
Say, Jack, where are we going to do our broadcast from next Sunday?
Next Sunday, well, Mary, we'll be broadcasting from the Army Air Base at Gardner Field.
Well, what are you going to do about a singer? You didn't finish talking to Frank Sinatra.
Oh, I'll get somebody. Gosh, Mary, if I hadn't set that time bomb so early, I might have gotten Sinatra.
Well, there's no use talking about it now, so hang up the receiver.
I would, but there's nothing left to hang it on. Good night, folks.
Program of broadcast to armed forces overseas. This is the National Broadcasting Company. This is KFI, Los Angeles.
Welcome, one and all, to the sign of the Flying Red Horse. The makers of Mobile Gas and Mobile Oil bring you your radio almanac with Orson Welles.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Orson Welles. If you'll excuse me, I'd like to say just a word to our studio audience. Folks, I know our listeners won't mind if you interrupt this program occasionally for hearty laughter. You will, I know you will. If you don't, I'll tell the OPA how you got here. A lot of our listeners, a lot of our listeners don't know that live people come to these broadcasts. That's why we get the expression, a live audience. A live or a studio audience is a group of people who are out apartment hunting and who just happen to be passing here when their feet hurt. Oh, I'd appreciate it if you don't spread this around, but a cousin of mine on my mother's side has a brother-in-law who knows a girl who goes out with a fella who prints for rent signs. And he's been mopping up lately with a little special he's got, says no vacancies. Well, this fellow who prints signs tipped me off about an ad that was in the papers. Here it is. For rent, lovely 10-room furnished house, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, den, patio, swimming pool, lovely residential district, near transportation, $50 a month. Now, if anyone's interested, I'd be glad to give it to them after the broadcast. It appeared in the Los Angeles Times, April 3rd, 1934. I only mention this because I've been looking for a place myself. I nearly had a place yesterday. I answered all the questions. She asked me if I had any dogs or cats. I said no. She asked me if I had any children. I said no. And she said, good, let's keep it that way. I've heard folks say it's very simple to find a place to live out here if you know the why and wherefore. I don't know about the wherefore. I'm living at the why. That is, I was until this morning. This morning I said to Gristlehorn, Gristlehorn is the man who takes care of my rabbits when I do a magic show. I said, Gristlehorn, perhaps we'd better show you just what happened.
Here we are at last, Mr. Wells.
What page do you want? Well, thanks anyway, Lud Gluskin, for the lovely mood music. Oh, this is Lud Gluskin, everybody, looking bright and shiny. Just had his head Simonized for Easter. Lud Gluskin, everybody. I think you might greet him. And now back to the script. All right, Gristlehorn, you've just got to find the apartment for me.
Well, what's wrong with the apartment you had last week? The one with all the modern improvements? Why, it even had an electric eye that opened the kitchen window.
Yes, but one night the darn thing got nearsighted and opened the bathroom door. Was I embarrassed? Standing there watching my bobby sock. So it was, ladies and gentlemen, that Gristlehorn and I went apartment hunting. Just by chance, I happened to run out of gas, mobile gas, in front of a real estate office. And I opened the door, walked in, and said, "How do you do? I'd like to rent an apartment."
I'd like to kiss Hetty Lamar, but where does that get us?
I don't know about you. It'd get me in quite a jam. How about houses? Do you have any houses to rent?
Yes, here's something nice. Lovely 10-room furnished house, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, $50 a month.
That sounds great. Where is it?
916 Elm Street, Yuma, Arizona.
Have you got anything more convenient, say, within walking distance of breakfast at Sardi's?
No, the last thing I had, I rented an hour ago. You wouldn't have wanted it. A broken-down clapboard shack I had in my hands for 10 years. No plumbing, gas, lighting, and the roof leaks.
Yeah. I'd like to see that guy's face when he moves in.
Yeah. I got $200 a month for it. The fellow gave me a $50 bonus.
He did?
Yeah, some sucker by the name of Gristlehorn.
Well, I guess we better go right on to the next scene.
Well, here we are at last, Mr. Wells.
Now, you finally got the right page. Well, Mr. Wells...
Mr. Wells, here's the house.
Well, that's your line. We've both got the right page. Let's divvy up on the parts. I'll play Wells.
Here's the house,
To
Mr.
win.
Wells. Here's the house. How do you like it?
Looks like a hideout for Mrs. Pruneface.
But, Mr. Wells, the rental agent assured me that this place was only 15 years old.
15 years old. Look at those 2 hearts carved on the porch.
Well, that only means a couple of lovers with spooning.
Yeah, but look what it says. John Smith, I love you. Signed, Pocahontas. Let's go in. Did you see that, Gristlehorn?
Oh, it was nothing. Just a little mouse.
A little mouse. It ran out with my suitcase. Let's look the place over. What are those sawdust trails all over my front lawn?
Oh, your next-door neighbor, Jack Benny, sprinkles that sawdust from his house to this house every morning.
Oh, what for?
He sends his termites over here for breakfast.
I wish he'd sent over a couple of his writers. I really shouldn't have said that. No, my writers work like beavers. As a matter of fact, 2 of them are beavers. Wish I could figure out which 2. I'll talk to him. Get me Crestview 92911. Sprinkle sawdust over my... Hello? Moe's Delicatessen? Will you please run around the corner and call Jack Benny at the phone? Oh, he's there now? Thank you. Hello, Mr. Benny. This is Orson Welles, your new next-door neighbor. I wonder, could you lend me a lawnmower? Well, yes, it is necessary. You see, the grass is so high your termites can't follow the sawdust trail. Well, then you send it right over? Yes, I understand. 25 cents an hour. Thank you.
Say, Mr. Wells, just come over here and look at this master bedroom. The agent told me that this bed belonged to Whistler's mother.
Let's see what it feels like. Now I know why she always sits on that rocker. Gristlehorn, this place depresses me. It's so dark and dreary.
Well, at least you've got a roof over your head. Knock wood.
Sunny in here, isn't it?
Remember the good old days when you used to drive into a gas station and say, sort of careless, fill her up? Well, today you say, please, mister, give me what's coming to me and tear that coupon gently. Gasoline. Boy, it's a fabulous fluid these days. So now what matters most is mileage. Every gallon of your gasoline has got to spread the miles out thin as paper. That's where Mobile Gas comes in. Mobile Gas, the nation's favorite. Mobile Gas today is giving all the miles it gave in peacetime. All the miles you got in peacetime. In the making, Mobile Gas is balanced just so. It will make a ration coupon do its utmost. That's why Mobile Gas gets around, down to the store and out on the state road and heavy traffic on your way to work. Try it. Try this mileage-packing gasoline. You know where to find it. At the sign of the Flying Red Horse.
Master?
Yes, what is it?
There's a young man here wants to see you.
Excuse me, please. I have a lawnmower for Mr. Wells from Jack Benny. Sign here.
What do you know? It's Dennis Day.
Will somebody take this lawnmower off my back?
Why, certainly.
Thank you. Say, which one of you two is Orson Welles?
Well, I'm Orson Welles.
Glad to know you, kid. Well, here I am, ready to start. What do you want me to do?
What do I want you to do?
Yeah, don't you remember? You won me from Mr. Benny in a crap game.
Oh, I did? I must have been using Rochester's dice. Dennis, how... I'm sorry I said that now. Sorry I said that about Rochester, and I'm sorry I said it. Dennis, how can you allow that man to make a chattel of you? How can you allow him to make a chattel of you, to put you up on the auction block and to toy with your very life?
Oh, you have no idea what a jerk I am. What's a chattel?
Well, Dennis, you'd better start mowing the lawn.
What? Me mow the lawn? Nothing doing. I'm a chattel.
What,
Gee, I hope it's not dirty.
Dennis, all I want you to do is to cut the grass.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wells. I gotta go now. I've got a date.
A date? What's a date, Dennis? After all, what is a woman? A rag, a bone, a hank of hair?
No use. I gotta have a talk with this kid.
Now, what I mean, Dennis, in Hollywood, beautiful girls are a dime a dozen.
If that's the ceiling price, I'll take 8 cents worth.
Look, Dennis, if you do a good job on my lawn, I'll arrange a date for you. You've heard of Betty Hutton, haven't you?
Oh, sure. I once worked in a picture with Betty Hutton. She's a nice girl, very cooperative. I like her attitude.
Her longitude isn't bad either.
Ooh, what he said.
Oh, come now, Dennis. Really, you're old enough to be thinking about girls, settling down, getting married.
Oh, I can't get married now.
Why not?
My mother hasn't finished shellacking my hope chest. But, Mr. Wells, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you.
Excuse me, Dennis. I was just looking up in that window.
Where? Oh, not bad.
I'll say.
That's Mr. Benny, you know.
What'd you spoil it for? I'm nearsighted. Come on, Dennis. You mow the lawn now, and I promise you there'll be something in it for you.
Really? What?
All the gophers you find, you can keep.
Oh, boy, you've got a deal, Mr. Wells.
Good. Where's my secretary, Miss Grimmett?
Here I am, Mr. Wells, and I'm quitting.
Quitting? Oh, Miss Grimmett, you can't do this to me. You're the best secretary I ever had.
I didn't want to be a secretary. You told me you'd get me in the movies. You promised me a part in your next picture.
Well, Miss Grimmett, the feminine lead in my next production calls for... They're laughing at the thought that I'll have a next picture. Well, Miss Grimmett, the feminine lead in my next production calls for a young person.
Really, Mr. Wells? There's nothing wrong with my figure. And it has been said that I have the face of a girl of 20.
She's going to be awfully upset when she sees what you've done to her.
What did you say?
Nothing at all. I was just thinking maybe I can give you this part, providing you stay on as my secretary.
Oh, Mr. Wells, I'm so happy. What is the part like?
Well, here's the script. I'll go over it with you. You enact the role of a woman betrayed. Let's try the scene where the man returns. You hear his footsteps now. Go ahead.
All right. Who's there? Oh, it's you. So you've come back. I lost you cared about me. I gave you my love, my kisses, my all.
Yes, I've come... Now, wait a minute, Miss Grimmett. Do you have to talk through your left nostril?
I'm creating a character, Mr. Wells.
Does that sound dramatic or romantic?
What you can about me. I gave you my love, my kisses, my all.
You sound like a female Fred Allen.
I can't help it if I talk through one nostril.
Neither can Fred Allen. Yes, you can. Now try it. Try it again and give it to me with both barrels. Our marriage was a farce, a cruel jest. That's my line. I'm sorry.
Don't change the subject. You took everything from me. My youth, my beauty.
I never would have believed it.
So I've changed that much, have I? Oh, how could you go and leave me when I was expecting a baby?
Now, please, Miss Grimmett, please. This man left you when you were expecting a baby. Read it that way, not like you were expecting a floor mop from Bullock's basement. Let me read it for you. Now, listen.
Oh, Mr. Wells.
Don't bother me now, Grisselhorn. Listen to me, Grimmett. How could you go and leave me when I was expecting a baby?
Master, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations.
Get out of here, Grisselhorn. Look, Miss Grimmett, please. Please, the character you're playing is a vicious woman. You know, wild, mean, a troublemaker, like the character of Iago in Othello. Now, go ahead. Let's hear you play it like Iago.
I'll go to your mother. I'll tell your father. I'll shout it from the rooftop.
I said Iago, not Umbriago. Now, this is the scene where you pull the gun on him and your father comes running out. Miss Grimmett, you've got to prove to me that you can play it convincingly. I'll be in the house.
I must get this part. I just must. I'll show him I can play it convincingly. I'll just try it again. Who's there? Oh, it's you. So you've come back.
Who, me?
I always knew you'd come back. Where have you been?
Right over here, mowing the lawn.
Don't change the subject. You took everything from me. My youth, my beauty.
I did? Look, I never saw you before in my life.
I changed that much, have I? Oh, how could you go and leave me when I was expecting a baby?
That's impossible. Mr. Benny says I'm not even married. And besides, I'm a chattel.
Don't deny it. There's only one thing for me to do. I'll go to your mother.
Oh, don't tell my mother. She's still mad at me for wearing her slacks.
Very well then. I'll tell your father.
Oh, you leave him alone. He's got enough trouble with my mother.
Don't move.
Oh, my goodness, a gun.
I'll take care of you, you fiend, you.
Lady, please, if you put a hole in Mr. Benny's lawnmower, I'll have to pay for it.
What's going on here?
Father.
Father?
I hate him. I tried to kill him.
That's it, Miss Grimmett. Good. That's the way to play the part. So, young man, what have you got to say for yourself?
She says we're married and got a baby, and I don't even remember. I worry about things like that.
He was a wretch, Father. He always thought only of himself, telling me he loved me, while he went out with one chorus girl after another.
It gets around, don't it?
Dennis, we were just rehearsing a play. Nice work, Miss Grimmett. You've got the part.
Thanks, Mr. Wells.
You mean she's not your father and I haven't got a baby and I'm not married to her?
Of course not, Dennis.
Oh, shucks. Now I have to give back all the wedding presents.
Because March 17th was St. Patrick's Day, Dennis, that broth of a boy, will now sing Bésame Mucho.
My dreams come true. This joy is something new. My arms enfolding you. Never knew this thrill before. Who ever thought I'd be holding you close to me, whispering it's you I adore. Dearest one, if you should leave me, each little dream would take wing and my life would be through. Bésame mucho, love me forever, and make all my dreams come true.
Dennis, those poor little pipes. Gosh, they need spring cleaning. Chances are they're corroded with rust, clogged with deposits. 6 months' worth. Now, that can slow up circulation, cause your engine to overheat, and waste your gasoline. Yes, I mean the pipes in your car's radiator, and they really need attention. So do this. Drive a shortcut to your mobile gas dealer and have him flush that radiator clean with Mobile Radiator Flush. Here's the product that really does the job. Mobile Radiator Flush scours every tiny tube. Scale and rust deposits loosen up and drain off easily. Your radiator will be clean as new. Then have that friendly mobile gas man pour in Mobile Hydrotone. 1 bottle works to stall off fresh corrosion for long months to come. Mobile Radiator Flush and Mobile Hydrotone. There's the team you want to keep your pipes, your radiator pipes, in good condition. So, stop in, Dennis, at the sign of the Flying Red Horse.
Thanks, Tom. John, rather. Thank you, Dick and Harry. Dennis, I suppose you, too, use mobile gas?
Oh, sure. I have a big bowl of it every morning with my grape nuts.
All right. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you very much for coming to see us. Hand for Dennis, please, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for applauding again. I thank you for Dennis, and I thank you for me because I had to find my place. Ladies and gentlemen, you wrote us so many nice letters about the Shakespeare we did a few weeks back. Tonight we're going to bring you a little more of the same. The play is Hamlet.
Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, learning that his father has been murdered by his uncle, the present king, cannot decide how to expose his uncle's crimes. Strolling players have come to court, and Hamlet hears them rehearse a scene. The soliloquy Mr. Wells will read us now comes after their departure, when the young prince is left by himself in the throne room.
Now I'm alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit that from a working all his visage wan, tears in his eyes, distraction in suspect, a broken voice, and his whole function suiting with forms to his conceit, and all for nothing, for Hecuba. What's Hecuba to him, or he to Hecuba, that he should weep for her? What would he do had he the motive and the cue for passion that I have? Why, he would drown the stage with tears and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty and appall the free, confound the ignorant, and amaze indeed the very faculties of eyes and ears. Yet I, a dull and muddy, mettled rascal, peak like John a Dream, unpregnant of my cause, and can say nothing. No, not for a king, upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain? Breaks my pater cross, plucks off my beard and blows it in my face, tweaks me by the nose, gives me the line as deep as the throat. How does me this? Soon I should take it, for it cannot be that I am pigeon-livered and lack gall to make oppression bitter. For ere this, I should have fatted all the region kites with a slave's offal. Bloody, bawdy villain. Remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain. God! Vengeance! What an ass am I. This is most brave. That I, the son of the dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, should, like a whore, unpack my heart with words and fall a-cursing like a very drab scullion. Firepot. Ha! About my brain. I have heard that guilty creatures, sitting at a play, have, by the very cunning of the scene, been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, though it have no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle.
I'll observe his looks. I'll tempt him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. The spirit that I've seen may be the devil. And the devil has power to assume a pleasing shape. Yes, and perhaps out of my weakness and my melancholy, abuses me to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this. Play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience. The king. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Time to say good night now. Speaking for all of us in the Mercury Theater and for our sponsors, the makers of mobile gas and mobile oil, I'd like to say, as always, that we remain, as always, obediently yours.
Makers of mobile gas and mobile oil invite you to listen in next week, same time, same station for your radio almanac. Mr. Wells' guest is Monty Woolley. Dennis Day appears in the courtesy of Jack Benny. It is now starring in the RKO production Cocktails for Two. John McIntyre speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
We present now the Right Reverend Monsignor Fulton J. Sheen, who delivers the third address in his series generally entitled, Light Your Lamps. The title of today's address is The Philosophy of Communism.
Friends, I'm very grateful to the National Council of Catholic Men for making an exception today and allowing me 23 minutes to develop the philosophy of communism and its view of history, ethics, and religion. The communist attitude toward man we will discuss in another broadcast. And even fuller development of today's theme will be sent you free if you request it. I suppose it is safe to say that about 99 and 44 100% of the American people think that communism is just an economic system. It is not. Communism is a complete philosophy of life. What the Germans called a Weltanschauung, a total view of the world, different from all other secular systems, in that it seeks to dominate not only the economic periphery of life, but to control man's inner life as well, his intellect, his will, and his heart. Communism has a theory and a practice. It wishes to be not only a state, but a church judging the consciences of men. It is a doctrine of salvation, and as such claims the whole man, body and soul. In this sense, it is totalitarian. Last Sunday, we told you that communism was Western in its origin, and today we will prove it. Communism had its origin in the brain of a German, Karl Marx, who was born of Jewish parents on the 5th of May in the year 1818 in the city of Treves, Germany. At the age of 6, Karl Marx, along with his family, were baptized and became members of one of the Christian sects, not for religious, but for political reasons. His mental development came from 3 countries. He took his philosophy from Germany, his sociology from France, and his economics from England. Our concern is with the first two. The first stage in the development of his thought began at the age of 19, when he enrolled at the University of Berlin to study law, but in his own language, to wrestle with the problems of philosophy. At that particular time, all the German universities were obliged to teach the philosophy of Hegel, who had died in the year 1831. Now, in order to understand the philosophy of communism, I have to bore you with this philosophy of Hegel for just a minute or two. And bore is the word, for it is very difficult, and Hegel is responsible for a great deal of modern nonsense. Marx began studying Hegel and plunged into his almost unintelligible abstractions and intensified his study of the philosophy of Hegel that was known as dialectical idealism. Idealism, because it was concerned with thought, ideas, mind, spirit. Dialectical, because that was the method by which thoughts or ideas developed, namely by dialectics or debating or contradiction. For Hegel, there was no such thing as an unchanging truth. Ideas are fluid, and they are arrived at by a debating or dialectical process in which, like a tennis ball, they are batted back and forth over a net until finally a point is scored. First, there is the affirmation of an idea, then its negation by another idea, and finally a synthesis or a union of the two. Suppose the problem under discussion was the decoration of a room. Here's an example of dialectics. One group says, let us do it in blue. Another group argues, no, green. And then finally, out of the conflict of ideas, there comes a synthesis of opinion, and one settles for red. Now, this, I know, is an oversimplification of the philosophy of Hegel. And if he heard me state it this way, he would probably turn over in his grave. But remember, it's often the business of philosophers to complicate and obscure the simple things of life. It's a very peculiar world in which we live, that when you are clear, people think you are simple. And when you are very confusing, people think you are learned or even a philosopher. Now, Marx was tremendously impressed with this dialectics of Hegel. In fact, so much so that in the year 1841, Marx presented to the University of Jena a doctoral thesis that was so dialectical in character that the second sentence contradicted the first, and the third united the first two, and on and on and on. In this crazy piece of writing, Marx wrote, I hate all the gods. Now begins the second stage in the development of Marx's philosophy. The very year that he received his doctorate, 1841, there appeared the most popular attack on religion which had been delivered in Germany up to that time. While other Germans like Strauss and Bauer were trying to destroy Christianity through historical criticism, Ludwig Feuerbach, in his Essence of Christianity, tried to destroy philosophy with materialism. Marx read his book, and he said his enthusiasm was unbounded. Feuerbach had killed the idealism of Hegel, which Marx never liked anyway, and destroyed all religion by showing that it was an illusion projected by the brain of man. And that pleased the irreligious Marx tremendously. Feuerbach did all this by denying that there was such a thing as thought, or idea, or mind, or spirit, and by affirming that the only thing in the world is matter. As Feuerbach put it, man is what he eats. Now that the gods are dethroned, Marx got what he thought was a brilliant idea. Would it not be wonderful, he thought, to take this dialectical method, which Hegel applies to ideas, and apply it to matter, or to history, Marx then patched the dialectics that he took from Hegel to the materialism that he took from Feuerbach, and out of that hodgepodge of dialectical materialism, there came the philosophy of communism. From now on, Marx would say, not ideas, but matter expands by contradiction, which he felt was at the very core of the universe. Hence, there's no need of God to explain matter, because matter is endowed with motion. It develops by shocks, opposition, clashes, struggles, catastrophes. The whole universe, said Marx, is dialectical or contradictory. Can't you see what is coming? Just suppose you change one word, dialectical, into revolutionary. What have you? Matter is revolutionary. So just as soon now as Marx begins to apply his ideas to society, he will say society is revolutionary. Where did he get that idea? Well, just as he stole his first idea from Hegel, stole his second idea from Feuerbach, so now he steals his third from Proudhon, who was a Frenchman. Marx had read and was tremendously impressed with a pamphlet that was written by a French printer, Proudhon, on the subject of property, to which Proudhon was trying to apply the dialectics of Hegel. And one night at the Paris lodgings of a famous Russian revolutionist, Bakunin, Marx met Proudhon and expounded to him dialectical materialism and his application to politics. Proudhon, the Frenchman, said to Marx, Marx, you're a typical German. You're way up in the air with your abstractions. No one is interested in these problems. The big problem today, said Proudhon, is economic, not political. It is social, not Hegelian. And he said to Marx, if you want to keep your dialectics, you had better begin applying it to property. And this Proudhon did by suggesting that perhaps capital was the affirmative side of dialectics, and that in its turn begot its negation, which was labor. Somewhere there ought to be a synthesis in which both would disappear. Marx called this synthesis communism. And where the Frenchman led, the German followed. Inspired by Proudhon, Marx now decided to apply his dialectics to history as he had applied it once before to matter, and he came up with the idea that history is nothing but the story of class struggle or contradiction between those who own property and those who do not own property, or what we today would call capital and labor. If you have a private property system, said Marx, then you get a literature, an art, a philosophy, and a religion to support the iniquitous system. And these things are just like foam, said Marx, upon the bier of private property. Take, for example, the commandment, thou shalt not steal. How did that come into existence? Well, that's the concoction of capitalists, say the communists. They invented it in order to defend their ill-gotten goods. Doesn't it follow, then, that if you do away with free enterprise and private property, you no longer need morality and religion? How do away with private ownership and production? By violent confiscation of that property under the leadership of communists. Let Marx tell you. I am quoting him here verbatim. This will be done by revolution, in which the working class will use its political supremacy to wrest by degrees all capital from the bourgeoisie, to centralize all instruments of production in the hands of the state. It may be taken for granted that bloody conflicts are coming. Far from opposing so-called excesses and making examples of hated individuals or public buildings to which hateful remembrances are attached by sacrificing them to the popular rage, Such examples must not only be tolerated, but their direction must ever be taken in hand. The arming of the workers with rifles and ammunitions must be carried out at once, and steps be taken to prevent the rising of the army, which would be directed against the workers. The workers need not be misled by democratic platitudes about freedom. Their battle cry must be revolution in permanence. And that brings us to the communist theory of ethics. It has a negative and a positive side. Negatively, it denies that morality which is based on the eternal law of God and reflected in conscience, since it is not God, but economics which make morality. As Lenin put it, we deny all morality taken from superhuman or non-class conceptions. We say that this is a deception, a swindle, a befogging of the minds of the workers and peasants in the interests of landlords and capitalists. From a positive side, communism teaches that the end justifies the means. The needs of the revolution determine morality. Hence, whatever fosters the revolutionary overthrow of democracy or the violent dispossession of those who own property is a morally good act. Whatever hinders the revolution, such as a refusal to take orders from a dictator, or a refusal to think the way that you are supposed to think, is a morally bad act. That is the ethics of communism. Democracies do not seem to understand why communism extends a friendly hand to religion one year and then the next year persecutes it. Why it allies itself at one time to democracy and then at another time seeks to overthrow it. Why at one time it sides with the Nazis and then fights against them. This is very easy to understand if you know anything about communism. It happens that these contradictory attitudes were developed as techniques, each one being thought best at the time for furthering world revolution. Is there any limit to chicanery, duplicity, and deviltry? None. Absolutely none. I do not want you to take my word for it. I think perhaps I'd better quote Lenin at this point. He says, "It is necessary to use any ruse, cunning, unlawful method, evasion, concealment of the truth." And Stalin has the same idea. Dictatorship means nothing more nor less than the power which directly rests on violence, which is limited not by any laws or restricted by any absolute rules. And from ethics, we pass on to the subject of religion. It is sometimes said that communism is not opposed to religion. Do not believe it. This is untrue. It may happen that communism will give the Orthodox Church a right to worship, provided it becomes an instrument of pan-Slavism for the communication of communism. But this conception and concession is for tactical purposes only and is granted at the cost of freedom of religion. Atheism and communism are as inseparable as a head and a body. Two statements of Marx prove it. Marx argues, man has been divorced from himself in two ways, by religion and by private property. Religion divorces a man from himself by subordinating him to God. Private property divorces a man from himself by subordinating him to an employer. It follows that if man is ever to be restored to himself, both religion and private property must be destroyed. That was why Marx contended that the transformation of society must begin with a criticism of religion. A statement of Marx that is not generally known, but which puts communism's attitude toward religion in a nutshell, is this. Now, this is Marx speaking. Communism begins when atheism begins. Let our educators and our legislators ponder well over that statement. Such is the philosophy of communism. I am not going to offer any criticism, none whatever, because I believe that I am talking to intelligent people who can immediately see all of its fallacies. You can also see that the philosophy of communism or dialectical materialism is nothing but a crazy quilt made up of patches of Hegel and Feuerbach and Proudhon, all sewn together to cover up the nakedness of Marx's own thinking. One might just as well try to make a living organism out of the head of an ox, the body of a canary, and the tail of a dinosaur as to try and make sense out of this intellectual stew. Note that there is not a single Russian idea in this whole philosophy of communism. Not a one. It is bourgeois, Western, materialistic, and capitalistic in its origin. It was a creature of its age and could never have arisen in the 13th or even the 18th century because the influence of Christianity then was too strong in the world. Only when the organism of the Western world began to weaken could the germ infect it. Well, if the intellectual origin of communism is Western, how did it ever get into Russia? The concrete way in which it became effective there in its final form happened during the First World War. Germany was anxious to save herself, and she felt that her cause could be helped if she could win Russia away from the Allies. One way of doing this was to start a revolution in Russia. Accordingly, the German General Staff tossed 31 revolutionists into a boxcar marked extraterritorial, attached it to a train leaving indirectly for Russia. In this boxcar was Vladimir Ulyanov, better known to the world as Lenin, who, on arriving in Petrograd, mounted an armored car and began preaching the revolution. There was something fitting about Germany assisting in the birth of communism in Russia. Germany had already given birth to the theory of communism, so now it would give birth to its practice. And Russia, in its turn, paid back its debt to Germany in 1939, when the ignominious treaty between the Nazis and the Communists was signed, which allowed the Nazis for 2 years to overrun Europe, and which proved that there is no radical opposition between Nazism and communism. Do not take my word for it. Take Molotov's, who on that occasion said, "Fascism is only a matter of taste, and our friendship has been sealed in blood." Unfortunately, it turned out to be the blood of Poland. Now we know from captured Nazi documents that in 1940 Russia was actually willing to join with the Nazis to gain the Dardanelles in the Middle East. And in 1943, it was ready again to sign a separate peace with Germany. So now, make up your mind. There are only two philosophies of life from which you can choose. Only two. Philosophy of those who believe in God and those who follow anti-God, and each has its symbol. The symbol of the one is the clenched fist. It stands for hatred and for violence and for destruction. The one gesture that turns the hand of man, which was meant to be an instrument of art, into that which most closely resembles the claw of a beast. And the other symbol, the symbol of the folded hands. They cannot strike, for they were not made for offense. They cannot protect, for they were not made for defense. They can only imprecate, only pray. A carnal decade, 10 Gothic spires aspiring heavenward for the souls of men. And by and through these folded hands, may the race of Cain be brought beneath the cross, where there is a man unfurled upon it like a wounded eagle. And through our charities and our prayers, may their clenched fists, as it were, open and release their hate. And then when hate has gone out of the world, those hands which were nailed by hate will detach themselves and fold themselves together, not in judgment, but in embrace, that all the world may know how sweet is the love of Christ. God love you.
And now we invite you to join Monsignor Sheen as he offers this prayer.
Sovereign Lord and Master, we fought so long we forgot what we were fighting for. When we left thy light, like tiny gods we quarreled in the twilight of our petty rivalries. Give us in thy tender mercy that peace which we do not deserve. We pray for our President, our Congress, and our courts, that they may sustain and defend religion and morality, without which no nation can long endure. Save us most of all from ourselves. Restore love to our broken homes, the joy of a good conscience to our frustrated lives, the four freedoms to the enslaved peoples of the world, and to our foolishness, give the wisdom of thy ways. Make us new men and light our lamps. In particular, we pray for the people of Russia, that individually and as a nation, they may realize their fondest hopes and know thee freely and openly, O Christ, whom they now love and serve in secret. Not for our worthiness, but for thy mercy. Grant us these petitions, O Christ Jesus, Son of the living God.